Jeffrey Epstein.
She said she's confident that, like many, her husband Bill Clinton, who will be deposed Friday, knew nothing of Epstein's crimes while he knew Epstein until after his conviction on a state prostitution charge in 2008. The Oversight Committee chairman said before the deposition that at one point in emails, Epstein had called himself the biggest donor to the Clinton Foundation, but they learned after the deposition that if they had questions about that, they would have to ask former President Bill Clinton.
That's Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. There were more intense talks so far. That's what Iran's foreign minister says about yesterday's nuclear negotiations with the U.S. More coming next week.
Oman hosted the talks at their offices in Switzerland. The Omani foreign minister saying the two sides made progress and plan to get back together after consultations with their respective leaders. The Middle East remains on edge, with President Trump threatening military strikes should Iran not agree to rein back its nuclear ambitions.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage, and there's more tension in the region. Pakistan's defense minister said today they are in an open war now with Afghanistan after both countries have attacked each other around the border. And overnight, Pakistan launched airstrikes in several Afghan provinces, even hitting the capital, Kabul. More drama in the sky around El Paso.
Flights were banned Thursday around Fort Hancock in Texas on the Mexican border near El Paso. Some lawmakers say it was done after a military laser-based anti-drone system shot down a U.S. border protection drone.
Fox's Jill Nato. Commercial flights were not affected this time, unlike earlier this month when the FAA ordered El Paso's airport closed for 10 days. That order, though, was lifted hours later. Today, President Trump goes to Corpus Christi, Texas, touting his economic agenda, campaigning for Republicans ahead of Tuesday primaries. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
The governor quickly signed this bill into law. 39 degrees in downtown Indianapolis, going up to 62 on a Friday morning. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:02. Indiana Governor Mike Braun took another step Thursday to show just how much he wants the Chicago Bears to come to Indiana.
He signed a bill that would create a stadium authority to get the Bears to come to Hammond. The legislation was co-authored by State Representative Ben Smaltz of Auburn.
As a lifelong NFL fan, it is exciting to see the possibility of bringing the Chicago Bears, one of the greatest football brands in the NFL, alongside the Colts, to Indiana.
Smaltz says the framework mirrors other successful financing models used for major sports venues, and he says this all does that without burdening the taxpayers. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
In Illinois, a House committee signed off on a plan aimed at keeping the team in Arlington Heights. The proposal would freeze property taxes on the site, but some Chicago political leaders aren't thrilled about that, so it won't move to the House until March 18th. Indy Metro Police said they made multiple drug arrests in and around Lugar Park over the past couple of days. Activity comes as the city designates the plaza a park. Officers said they stopped 2 drug deals Wednesday. They arrested several people carrying narcotics. Lugar Park sits just outside the city-county building. Teenagers attacking cops. It's becoming more common in communities across the area. Indy FOP President Rick Snyder says he had a recent conversation with Carmel's police chief, and that's when he realized just how problematic this is.
If anyone does not think that this is spilling out to suburban and rural counties, you're fooling yourself. Sadly, these are the consequences, though, of a soft-on-crime Marion County prosecutor and a revolving door of capital city criminal court system.
Indianapolis police say a 16-year-old boy that shot at police last week from a moving car is due in court today. And Purdue could not get it done last night against 13th-ranked Michigan State. The 8th-ranked Boilermakers fell 76-74. They finished 1-2. On their 3-game homestand, they play Ohio State on the road Sunday. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go and at WIBC.com. Traffic and weather together next on a Friday morning. It's 6:04.
Chase away those winter blues with a new car from Tom Roush Lincoln. Hurry in for the 8, 9, 10 deal from Tom Roush. Get $8,000 off new Nautilus or $9,000 off new Corsair. Or how about $10,000 off Lincoln Aviator? Come get a great deal on all 3 from Tom Roush, where our family served yours since 1972.
Corsair stock number L25566, MSRP 55340. Nautilus stock number L26030, MSRP 62705. Aviator stock number L25384, MSRP 79450. 50. See dealer for complete offer details. Attention, quality control personnel, plant managers, and sales representatives. Are you looking to work for a company that provides you with a great starting wage, outstanding benefits, and a generous retirement plan? Irving Materials Incorporated is hiring for these positions in the greater Indianapolis area. If you're a quality control technician, plant manager, or sales representative, IMI has opportunities available for you. To learn more, visit driveimi.com. driveimi.com. driveimi.com.
Good morning. You're traveling out and about in the Circle City metro area. I'm not seeing anything slowing down so far this morning as everything is moving at the posted speed limit, and traffic is sponsored by Audible. It's time to take care of you. Who better to help you do that than the top voices and well-being on Audible? Sign up for a 30-day trial at audible.com/wellbeing. I'm Jeremy Scott with traffic on the 5s. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
Marcus Bailey, Wish TV meteorologist. What's happening?
Tony, good morning. Happy Friday. It is going to be a fantastic day today. Expect a lot of sunshine and mild temperatures this afternoon. We're going to be nearly 20 degrees above average today. Not bad. Today's high around 63. Partly cloudy skies tonight, a low down to 38. Saturday's okay. Mostly sunny for much of the day. There is a slight rain chance very late tomorrow night. Tomorrow's high 57. Sunday will be colder, partly cloudy, a high of 41. We'll have some snow chances arriving Sunday night into Monday morning. There might be a little bit of rain mixing in at times, and there could be some slushy accumulations by Monday morning. Sunday's high 41. Monday's high chilly, up to 38.
First of all, Slushy Accumulation was the name of my band in college.
Oh, nice. I have a couple of those songs, I think. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We were huge in Sheboygan. We were massive. Absolutely gigantic in Sheboygan. This is the dumbest forecast. We're 60 today. We're a high of 57 tomorrow for Trump 1 year and 1 month later, the Hyatt Regency, tickets.tonykatz.com. And then you tell me we get the possibility of snow. And then we have a week of rain and temperatures that get near 70.
That's correct. Yeah, you nailed it. Well, and by the way, it's March 1st on Sunday. So on schedule, you're going to get all of the seasons within probably like a 6-hour span next week. So, yeah, I mean, like, at least the good news is if we are going to get snow, it's not going to stick around long. That's for sure. It's going to melt off and wash away pretty quickly.
It's very weird, man. It's all very weird. Speaking of very weird, tickets.tonykatz.com. Be there tomorrow. Will Marcus Bailey be there?
I don't think so.
Yeah, okay. You know what?
I'm sorry.
You know what? It's all right. Just means more room for Drew Narsutis.
He has to work tomorrow night. But he
means more room for Ryan Morse.
That's right.
Well, you will be missed. Everybody else, tickets.tonykatz.com, WIBC.com. I did a walkthrough yesterday. You're going to absolutely love it. You're going to absolutely love it. Oh, just do it now. Don't miss out. Be the last person to get your tickets. Do it. It's going to be unbelievable how good this is looking. Marcus Bailey, I don't want to say any more in front of you because it's just going to hurt your feelings because you got invited and you're like, nah, I'm too busy.
I got to do parent stuff, but have a great show.
Yeah, like you don't have enough time for that. You got to spend your Saturday night doing that too. Okay, sure. Whatever. For everybody else, tickets.tonykatz.com. Marcus, thank you, man. I appreciate you. 35 degrees in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time is 6:09. There is nothing to like about Hillary Clinton. And even I don't think she was involved in abusing children with Jeffrey Epstein. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC, good morning. She testified yesterday. She can't believe she has to testify. What about this person? What about that person? You get asked questions, you just answer the questions. Lots of people need to testify. You're not above it. Answer the questions, then leave. Just leave the scene. If you don't want people asking you questions, how about we don't ask you any questions? Like we don't ask you any questions regarding politics or policy, considering the amount of times you're wrong. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. I had no idea about their criminal activities. I do not recall ever encountering Mr. Epstein, which is a weird one. It is a weird one that we're supposed to believe she never had an encounter with Epstein. Everything's possible. That one's a hard one to swallow. The idea that she had nothing to do with anything improper regarding kids, I buy that. I always have. For her. For Bill, I have more questions. Oh, for Bill. Just because of photos we already know exist, because of the relationship they had, I would ask more questions. And I'm not even making the accusation. And more, these people who want to scream this stuff about Trump, it's just broken people. They don't care about kids. They're broken. Trump has to be guilty of something, yet more and more information comes out about how the allegations are indeed nonsense from people and sources that are absolutely discredited. Show me proof. I'll help you lock them up. But you got nothing. You don't care. So why would I listen to you? Why even know you? Not you, them. Those people provide no value and they're thrilled with it. It is a reminder. They don't care that they have nothing to offer. They don't care that they don't have the facts. It is all a search and destroy mission. It is all narrative. Why is it we don't trust the institutions in America? Because the institutions lied. The institutions proved themselves to be untrustworthy. They proved themselves to be political and not about the citizenry. That's today's American social media left. They lie. They can't be trusted. Everything you see on social media, from the left, you got to be like massive grains of salt. Can't be trusted. They've proven it. Not because I said so, because they said so. So, if people want to come at you with the innuendos and the lies and the falsehoods, they can. I can't stop them from doing that. But you're just dismissed. Unserious. Including you elected officials. Any Democrat out there that wants to push the idea of Trump and Epstein and these allegations. We want to find out who is abusing children. We want them in jail. How come there are no arrests? Allegations have no place in society, and you got to make sure you teach your kids. These lefties lie about everything. Never trust them, and don't send your kids to any school, anywhere, where the lefties get to decide the message. They can't be trusted. They're going to hurt your kids. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
This is Alex Brown. A long-awaited project in Fort Wayne takes another step forward. More at 6:32 on Inside Indiana Business. Don't miss IBJ's Technology Power Breakfast with keynote speaker Mung Chang, president of Purdue University. RSVP at ibj.com/events.
Custom jewelry is not out of reach with PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse. At PA Jewelers, you can customize any piece of jewelry for that special someone. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg. Gold, diamonds, gemstones, and of course those watches from Flederman Von Riest, assembled right here in Indiana. Custom design jewelry with PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse. Custom jewelry made just for you. PA Jewelers, 3750 South Green Street in Brownsburg. 317-456-4010. PAJewelers.jewelry.
Comprehensive cancer care is not just about treating cancer. It's caring for the person behind the diagnosis. It's our team by your side to listen, connect, and encourage, and to celebrate every milestone together. Because at Franciscan Health, your journey is our journey. Your victory is our victory. Your hope and trust in us to provide extraordinary cancer care with the latest advancements, plus a little extra TLC, is our mission. Learn more at franciscanhealth.org/cancercare.
It's JMV. With the snow melt and the recent rains, groundwater's flowing and soil is moving. Call LD Smith Plumbing and Drains right now and get a free sump pump installed when you purchase a battery backup system. LDSmithPlumbing.com or call 317-927-7186 today.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Traffic on the 5s. Matt Baer, WIBC Traffic Center. Except Matt's out today. Jeremy Scott, what's going on?
Hey, good morning, Tony. So traveling on most of our roadways, actually looking pretty good out there. I'm not seeing anything on 65, 69, 70, 74, or 465. Traffic sponsored by Discover. Do you know what's accepted at 99% of places to take credit cards nationwide? If you guessed Discover, you guessed right, based on the February 2024 Nielsen report. I'm Jeremy Scott with Traffic on the 5s. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
Jeremy Scott, thank you. Appreciate it. What do we have out there? We've got 36 degrees. In the American Standard Heating Weather Center, the time is 6:16.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code READY to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code READY to borrow up to $10,000. Use code READY to borrow up to $10,000.
Join us every Friday right around 5:50 for Beer Sample Friday.
Brought to you by Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus, home of free delivery within 75 miles of their store.
So some are thinking that the drumbeats of war are taking place regarding the U.S. and Iran. Others say, whoa, whoa, whoa. We're still a few weeks away from that. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. President Trump getting a lot of advice in a lot of different ways. Whether he should strike, whether he should delay, whether there's a chance for diplomacy. I'm not quite sure that diplomacy still is supposed to bring, if it's not going to bring the removal of the Ayatollah. Not sure what we're talking about. If it doesn't bring the people an opportunity to live a life without him, which is what the region really and truly wants. So these targeted strikes are still a discussion, aimed at nuclear and missile sites. The idea, you soften up the military targets so it'd be easier to have some level of removal. What is the U.S. going to do? What are they going to ask the Israelis to do? Are there other nations that could be involved? Considering this group of Middle Eastern nations that would be more than thrilled to see the Iranian regime fall, they don't want them being a hegemonic power at all. And while that's going on, I missed the initial strike regarding the Pakistanis. Pakistan launching strikes on Kabul and Kandahar in Afghanistan. The discussion now is that there's an open war between the two countries. I guess we're now going on like 5 days ago. Pakistan launched strikes in Afghanistan. According to the Taliban, 18 people were killed. Now, I don't trust the Taliban, and neither do you. I do pay attention when countries with a lot of our hardware or with nuclear capabilities are at war with each other. That's something I pay attention to. So the latest is Pakistan said their counterstrikes on these Afghan cities are a response to unprovoked Afghan attacks. The Afghan Taliban is saying, well, no, that's because you attacked us earlier. This sounds fantastic. They had agreed to a ceasefire back in October, and now you've got these clashes. These are more than just clashes. We should be clear. The BBC wants to call them clashes. I say, oh, that's a cute little bit of wordplay. I am not sure what other than long-standing feuds, etc., what leads to this new fight. The Afghans say they launched a large-scale operation in response to strikes earlier in the week. They say it killed 18 people. They say they targeted militant camps and hideouts. We're going to follow. That's all I've got. Then there's the Cuba story, which is blowing my mind. Because what Cuba said was that we killed these people on a boat registered to the United States. These people were Cuban nationals living in the United States that wanted to come to Cuba and overthrow the government and engage in terrorist activities. And you're like, okay, all right, everybody put down the spy thrillers. That's the stuff out of books, out of movies. That is not the case. From WFLA in Tampa, Florida, they're saying, yes, indeed, we know one of the guys who was killed in the confrontation off the Cuban coast. 4 people were killed. 6 were injured. 2, at least, from Tampa. 1 of those from Tampa dead. Assault rifles, sniper rifles, pistols, Molotov cocktails, multiple assault equipment, including night vision equipment, bulletproof vests, assault bayonets, camouflage clothing, ammunition of various calibers, food for combat use, means of communication, and a large number of monograms of counter-revolutionary terrorist organizations. Everything you would find in Guy Relford's basement. And it seems like, according to friends of this guy, that they went to try and infiltrate Cuba and overthrow the government. The brother of one of the guys killed said his brother had fallen into an obsessive and diabolical, that's the quote, quest to overthrow the Cuban government. That's insane. That's it. That is insane. Because this is what the Cubans said, and Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, was like, whoa. With all due respect, commies, not taking your word for it. I'd be crazy if I took what you said at face value. Then you've got the brother like, oh yeah, he was nuts. He has a wife. He has siblings, 2 sisters, and a daughter who is pregnant. And he went to Cuba to try and overthrow the government. Now, we can find that story is also not totally correct. But I was so stunned to see anybody be like, oh yeah, that was him. That was him. These guys really didn't like Cuba at all. Crazy, crazy story. Totally believable story. You saw the video of this trucker driving the wrong way on a Missouri highway? Oh, he's just driving along without a care in the world, going the wrong way on a highway. As we learned from Sean Duffy, the transportation secretary, this was a Somali national driving the wrong way, did not know English. We need to be the people here who push every single bit of legislation in the proper way to ensure that you can't get a commercial driver's license if you can't speak English. You have to be here in the country legally in order to get a commercial driver's license. And the penalties for those who hire people here legally. Now, someone asked me yesterday don't we have E-Verify and things like that to ensure that we're hiring only people who are in the country properly and are documented, et cetera, right? Have all this, all the capability of getting a job. That's who we hire. We hire people who are in the country legally. I'm not saying no. I'm not an expert on every system. I am saying, what are the penalties for trucking companies that hire people who they knowingly, who they know are not in the country legally? They knowingly hire these people. Those penalties have to be severe. They can't be financial. They have to be jail. You hire somebody you know is in the country illegally, jail. You put American lives at risk, jail. And I want to know what at the state level we can do about this. I want to know what at the state level can be done before someone starts a trucking company. Maybe we need to engage there, because this is crazy. And you talk to truckers, you hear from truckers, you know how long this nonsense has been going on? We're only talking about it now. You know how long this nonsense has been happening? It's a very long time. It's an outrageously long time. We'll have more on that right now. Jeremy Scott in for Matt Baer with traffic.
Well, Tony's, you're heading out and about, really not looking too bad anywhere on our roadways. I'm not seeing anything. Actually, I'm just seeing a slowdown now. Northbound 65 approaching the South Split, Raymond into the South Split for construction. Traffic is sponsored by B-Window. Right now, B-Window receive up to 40% off all products, plus get an entry door for $187. Call or visit bwindow.com today, because at B-Window, they mean business. I'm Jeremy Scott with Traffic on the Pies. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
The House Oversight Panel deposed Hillary Clinton in the Epstein investigation. Bill is up next. Hey, it's Casey. Join us Friday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
A house or business fire is something you never want to think of. But should it happen, think fast. Think Michaelis. Over 35 years of rebuilding lives and spirits at the same time. No one comes more respected or as fast. Trust the ones the insurance companies trust. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Call 844-FIX-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
Have you been dreaming of kitchen updates since the new year began? My friends at Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling want you to love your plumbing. Update your faucets, fixtures, water heaters, and more with $100 off a $500 plus plumbing service. Make your remodel dreams or small home update wishes come true and start to love your plumbing again. Call and schedule an appointment today at 317-641-HOPE or visit them online at hopeplumbing.com.
Don Fisher for QC Kinetics. I was struggling with chronic knee pain and wasn't encouraged with the options of risky surgery and pain pills. QC Kinetics offered the best option for me, cutting-edge regenerative medicine. Their non-invasive treatment stimulated my body's own biologics so I could be pain-free and get back to doing what I love, playing golf. QC Kinetics has a fantastic success rate, and it's clear to see why so many Hoosiers are happy to tell their story of how they reclaimed their lives with the QC Kinetics approach. Ready to live your life pain-free? Go to qckinetics.com/Indianapolis or call 317-559-PAIN and get a no-obligation consultation. QC Kinetics uses the latest technologies, whether it's stem cell, PRP, plasma, or a number of other advanced therapies. Call QC Kinetics. It'll be the best call you will make. Get back in the game, whatever that is for you. Call 317-559-PAIN.
What will your neighborhood feel like when you're older? Will you be able to get to the store? Will you find a bench when you need to rest? Will you still feel welcome in the spaces you've always loved? This is Tina McIntosh, founder of Joy's House and co-host of Caregiver Crossing. Aging well depends not only on what happens at home, but also in the communities that surround us. Stay tuned.
Cardon & Associates provides residents with the best senior living options and personalized service. Visit cardon.us to find a community near you.
Safe sidewalks, reliable transportation, accessible services are what allow older adults to stay active and connected. And without these, even simple errands can become overwhelming. Families and experts talk to emphasize that connection to community is what keeps people thriving, whether through public parks, libraries, neighbors lending a hand. And on Caregiver Crossing, we explore how to create places where older adults can belong and age with dignity. You can hear these conversations every Sunday morning on WIBC or visit joyshouse.org anytime. New weekly content is created by Joy's House and distributed distributed in partnership with Network Indiana.
For a limited time, get 40% off all products. Plus, get an entry door for $187.
Because at B-Window,
we mean business.
We mean business.
Trust me.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Deporting illegal immigrants is common sense. It's 39 degrees in downtown Indianapolis, going up to 62. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:30. That's what Indiana State Representative Andrew Ireland said on Thursday. He says there are about 50,000 illegal immigrants living in the city of Indianapolis.
When you look at the employment side, that we have something on a state law basis to hold employers accountable when they're hiring illegal aliens in the first place. It's a federal crime. This makes it a state crime, too.
Ireland joined Hammer and Nigel on Thursday to discuss the bill awaiting Governor Mike Braun's signature. The bill would give the Indiana Attorney General more power to go after companies that hire illegal immigrants and would require cops to share information when they have illegal immigrants in their custody. Former President Bill Clinton will speak to a House committee today about his connection to Jeffrey Epstein. Yesterday, his wife and former Secretary of State and First Lady Hillary Clinton said that she's confident neither of them had a relationship that would make them complicit in his sexual relationships with girls, despite his frequent appearances in the files. Bill Clinton, that is.
The chronology of the connection that he had with Epstein ended several years before anything about Epstein's criminal activities came to light.
Epstein donated to the Clinton Foundation. Clinton says his accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, attended her daughter Chelsea's wedding as a +1 of another guest. 4 people were killed and 6 others injured Wednesday when they were shot by the Cuban Coast Guard.
According to a U.S. official, one of the dead and one of the injured were American citizens. It's believed some of the others may have held green cards. Cuba said the boat was registered in Florida. Its owner claims it was stolen by an employee. According to the Interior Ministry in Havana, the occupants of the speedboat fired first. They're accused of trying to infiltrate the island, bringing weapons, combat rations, and camouflage clothing. U.S. authorities say they're investigating too.
Fox's Jonathan Savage and some people that is, want to protest the upcoming film Scream 7 after an actress was fired for making posts critical of Israel. Demonstrators gathered outside the film's premiere Wednesday at the Paramount Studios in Los Angeles, waving flags and shouting slogans. I'm Ryan Hedrick, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. Traffic, weather, and sports together on a Friday morning in 3 minutes. It's 6:32.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Alex Brown. The Allen County Fort Wayne Capital Improvement Board on Thursday approved up to $1.5 million to support the development of the North River District mixed-use project at the former OmniSource metal recycling plant north of downtown Fort Wayne. A portion of the funding will cover an initial payment to Kansas City-based Price Brothers Development as part of a proposed professional services agreement. The city's redevelopment commission will vote next month on the agreement, at which point the firm will begin the master planning process. Indiana Governor Mike Braun on Thursday signed legislation to build a publicly funded football stadium for the Chicago Bears in Hammond within hours of the bill's passage. The Indiana Senate voted 45-4 to approve final changes to Senate Bill 27, which allows for $1 billion in public bonds to pay for the construction of an NFL stadium near Wolf Lake, just a few minutes from the Indiana-Illinois border. Meanwhile, the Chicago Bears cleared an early hurdle in the Illinois legislature on Thursday, advancing long-sought stadium legislation out of committee, but the path to a deal remains uncertain. The bill's author, Cam Buckner of Chicago, told reporters after the vote he would not support the bill in the Illinois House unless additional concessions and financial commitments from the Bears are made to Chicago. This is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress, from the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, investing connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures. Visit elevateventures.com.
A manufacturing talent marketplace is partnering with economic development officials in Elkhart County to support hiring and retention efforts in the county's manufacturing sector. Elkhart-based Slate Up this week announced a strategic partnership with the Elkhart County Economic Development Department aimed at accelerating hiring, improving retention, and expanding career mobility across the region. Slate Up said the platform validates roles directly with employers, maps advancement pathways, and matches candidates based on readiness and long-term fit rather than resumes alone. I'm Alex Brown for 93 WIBC.
Well, as traveling on the south side, you're seeing delays on 65 northbound from Fort Raymond all the way into the south split through that construction zone, but 69, 70, 74, as well as 465, all looking good. The surface streets in Spike Construction are wide open. Traffic sponsored by B-Window. Right now, B-Window receive up to 40% off all products, plus get an entry door for $187. Call or visit bwindow.com today because at B-Window, they mean business. I'm Jeremy Scott, Traffic on the Pies. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
36 degrees in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time is 6:36. A check on sports, and Ryan Hedrick, what's happening?
Tony, good morning. Purdue's Trey Kaufman-Wren missed a chance to tie the game last night against 13th-ranked Michigan State, and the Spartans held on for a 76-74 win. Boilermakers head coach Matt Painter said Michigan State took advantage whenever his team made mistakes.
We only turned the ball over 9 times. They were better than us, and they turned over 6. But they turned those 9 turnovers into 19 points. That was a big piece of the game. Not to say that they couldn't score them in the half court. You'd rather have them earn them that way than us turning the basketball over.
And Purdue takes on Ohio State on the road Sunday. Purdue finished 1-2 in their 3-game homestand. The Charlotte Hornets couldn't miss last night. They made 22 three-pointers, and they beat the Indiana Pacers 133-109.
On a lot of those shots, their talented guys just jumped up and made shots. I mean, the third quarter when Miller got going, that's breathtaking stuff to watch.
And that's Pacers head coach Rick Carlisle, and the Indianapolis Colts have allowed quarterback Anthony Richardson to pursue a trade. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
WIBC.com is where it's happening. Seems that our conversation about Joe Hogsett saying that ICE is not welcome touched a nerve with Indianapolis, because ICE is absolutely welcome right here in central Indiana. Tony Katz at 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be here. Good to be with you. Of course ICE is welcome. What kind of foolishness that they're not, that Joe Hogsett says they're not welcome? I'm not so sure Joe Hogsett is welcome. A guy who leaves us with potholes and despair? Oh, and for the ladies, you get an extra special gift. You get to be harassed. Who's more welcome? What a very odd thing. So go to WIBC.com, check that out. And then can we make a quick change to something? Producer Carl, you published the story. We talked about it, this whole grocery store scam thing. This is not a personal anecdote. This was a story that was originally at WIBC.com, written by Jonette Cruz. And I was talking about the story because I didn't know it was happening. So I want to make sure it's clear that, because we need to make the change over there on the story, that this was Jonette who had brought this up, was talking about the story. I'm like, this story is insane. So all I was trying to do was amplify her story. So I want to make sure that that's accurate. Sometimes I get into it, and if I missed it, I try never to miss it. I want to make sure we get that done. So let's just go back and fix that. But it's a crazy story about these people who are trying to scam others at supermarkets. They hand you a note. Everything's terrible. Everything's awful. Can you help with a couple of things so I can feed my family? And then people, because they're giving, are like, here you go. And then they take that food and they give it to somebody else and they whisk it away, and they just keep doing this all day. It's all scam all day long. It is gross. This I don't understand, right? So those things I wanted to go over what was going on at WIBC.com, and I wanted to make that correction. Producer Carl came across this story the other day from NPR. I know, right? Still in business. WFYI. How Indianapolis's new public editor is working to rebuild trust in local media. And both him and I said, I'm sorry, what in the world is this? The Poynter Institute, Poynter. Journalism, Truth, Democracy. Okay. They have named a woman by the name of Tracy Compton as the Indianapolis public editor. Now, I don't know Tracy Compton. I don't have an issue with Tracy Compton in the world because I don't know her. I'm asking the question, what in the world is an Indianapolis public editor? What is this? And she's got a post up, I'm the new Indy public editor, and here's how I plan to do the job. No one's ever done this job before. A pilot program designed to test whether the presence of a public editor who analyzes local coverage can elevate audience trust in journalism and promote media literacy. So, just for clarity, there's nothing official here, of course. You gave yourself a title. This is like the same role that traditionally was in newspapers as an ombudsman, right? That's the person who would go over everything in the paper, be like, hey, we got this wrong, hey, we got that wrong, to keep the paper on the up and up. Okay, fine. Weird that you would call yourself the public editor. I will admit to you, it is a creepy name. Super Big Brother. Just, you're a blogger with an opinion, which is totally fine. I say welcome to the fold. But that name is like very messed up, right? My first loyalty is to the public, and I'm an advocate for the press, but I'm not a cheerleader for the press. I'm tasked with holding the press accountable, explaining newsroom decisions, and creating transparency by shedding light on journalism practices. But with no authority whatsoever, except your own. This is what the Poynter Institute wants to do. Some other institute could create a public editor role and do the same thing. All I'm saying is, weird name, man. Because the name isn't necessarily very transparent about the fact that you're a blogger. And I have nothing against you being a blogger. Go to it. You see stories you don't like, you see questions. Absolutely. Go all about it. But let's not try and create in the minds of Hoosiers an elevation of some authority that doesn't exist. That's not transparent. That's messed up. Well, welcome. Maybe we'll get to talk one day. Happy to do it. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been your one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
When you've got a tough to-do list to tackle, you need the right equipment to keep you moving forward. At Koenig Equipment, We're making it easy with our ready-to-go John Deere tractor packages. Get the tools you need for mowing, lifting, hauling, and more. One comprehensive package at one straightforward payment. Powerful, simple, built for jobs that need doing. When your land is counting on you, you can count on Koenig.
Traffic on the 5s. Matt Bear is out today. Jeremy Scott in the WIBC Traffic Center. What's happening?
Well, Ollie, the good news is the only delay we're seeing is 65 northbound Raymond to the south split through that long-term construction zone. Other than that, I'm not seeing anything slowing down so far this morning and not hearing of any crashes either. Traffic is sponsored by B-Window. Right now, B-Window will receive up to 40% off all products, plus get an entry door for $187. Call or visit bwindow.com today because at B-Window, they mean business. I'm Jeremy Scott with Traffic on the 5s. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
36 degrees in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time is 6:45.
Did you know GoodRx can help you save on medication, manage prescriptions, and get trusted health information? If you're one of the millions living with a heart condition, check GoodRx for an easier, more affordable way to manage your health. GoodRx offers common heart medications for under $30. Just search for your prescription, find the best price, then show your pharmacist the GoodRx coupon. And it works whether you have insurance or not. To start saving and better manage your heart health, download the free app or visit GoodRx.com today. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Got friends or family who are hearing impaired? We've got you covered. Watch our shows aired live with closed captioning provided by Relay Indiana, making every moment accessible for all. Go to youtube.com/@WIBC to watch live and don't miss a moment.
Some people live their dreams. Some people close their eyes. Some people's destiny passes by.
So we had told the story of these New York City police officers. There's this massive snowball fight and a storm that came through. These police officers are there, and the next thing you know, these police officers are getting hit with snowballs, and they're being attacked. It's not cute. It's not fun. It's not friendly. It is, hey, look, there's cops. Let's just throw snowballs at the cops. What are they going to do? Ha, it's fun. Hope they get hurt. A society that has been instructed that it's okay to hate the police and that it's okay to harm the police and that police are always bad, that's not a society that's going to have itself a nice, healthy future. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC, good morning. Well, it got so aggressive that one of the people involved in basically attacking these police officers got arrested and got charged. Or at least there was an original charge with assault on police officer and obstruction of governmental administration and disorderly conduct. Then the charges got to the Manhattan DA. You know the guy's name, Alvin Bragg. And he has declined to charge one of them. He has declined the charges. So this guy who was involved in an assault the week earlier, as reported, he's just going to walk. And Mamdani, the mayor, commie, what? He's a commie. What do you want me to say? He is what he is. You think you should be nice to these people? They're commies. They're all just awful. They're awful. These people can't run a city. You think Jesse Brown could run Indianapolis? Honey, what are we talking about? Commies cannot run a city. By the way, there was a second story about this, about prosecutions. Here it is. The data. If you elect a Republican prosecutor, firearm homicides go down, and it turns out young men have a better chance at staying alive. There's data. There's a paper on this. Local prosecutors and public health. Now, read the abstract, read the story. if there's any question to whether or not this has other stories that can go against it, whether it has other conversations of hey, don't forget you got to look at this data or that data. I mean, it's a pretty interesting story. It's an 80-page abstract. And as discussed, you take a look at some of the data in it, causes of mortality and everything else. It's like, is this telling the story that we find that narrow election of a Republican prosecutor reduces all-cause mortality rates among young men ages 20 to 29 by 6.6%? This decline is driven predominantly by reductions in firearm-related deaths because they know that there's going to be a prosecution. If you want young men to stay alive, vote for Republicans. That's the data. Go ahead, argue it. Argue it every step of the way. Feel free. Let us discuss. And then I'll point to the Manhattan DA and be like, I'm telling you, you've got a society that is okay with attacking cops, and you've created a grievance society with a lot of, specifically, for example, black liberals who say cops deserve it. All cops are bastards. Cops are racist. All the rest. What do you think is going to happen? This is what leftist society has created. It's what it's inculcated. It's what it's built. It's what it's shared. It's what it's supported. 10,000%. Are we going to pretend that's not the case? Let other people pretend. And we should be clear, this isn't just about young black men. This is about terrible liberal white women who dominate West Berkeley. See, usually it's West Clay. They're Carmel, but I call it West Berkeley because I'm funny. So here it is. This is what society has wrought. This is what we now have to deal with. You think this guy, this 27-year-old who has attacked other people before, although they're claiming he's 22, he's not 22, he's 27. They lie about everything, these lefties. You think this does anything but reinforce the fact that he can attack cops? We have seen this, I should say, here in Indianapolis. Cops that get attacked, well, why'd they get out of the car? Because getting out of the car is the job of being a cop. That's why they get out of the car. Anybody could just stay in the car. You could be a resource officer in Parkland or Uvalde. Just stay in the car. That's allowed. But the difference is a cop gets out of the car. Well, if they hadn't got out of the car, there wouldn't have been a problem. Oh, holy hell. This is really ugly stuff. Really and truly ugly. Now, I have a series of things to get to in the next hour, including things that the governor is signing or can sign. And I am telling you right now, Governor Braun, and I know your team is listening, the cell phone ban in schools, don't sign it. He hasn't signed it yet, I don't believe. Don't sign it. There's a moment for the veto. The moment is here. And I will explain why. Also, I don't know what it is with you guys and your last minute ticket buying. I don't get it. Someone's going to have to explain it to me. But holy cow, we are looking beautiful for Trump 1 year later. We were already looking great. Like, I already knew it was kind of an interesting event and with the red tie and everything else. And now everyone's like, yeah, time to relax. I want Tony's bourbon. Holy cow. Tickets.tonykatz.com, WIBC.com, Premier Arms, PA Jewelers, Defiance Beef, Chimney Solutions Indiana, which is going to have a very cool setup at the event. My thanks to Drake's Laser Engraving for some help that they gave me for some giveaways. It's going to be incredible. I did the walkthrough yesterday. I got the AV all set. We're going to make sure we've got the lighting all set today. The bourbon is coming. Grabbing the desserts from Kroger with the whippy? I don't know. Assuming it's just a sugar explosion, and it'll be fun. Terrific. Tickets.TonyKatz.com. Going over Trump's last year, we're going to talk about the State of the Union and how Trump totally screwed me by stealing my thunder and the things I was going to discuss. But honestly, it's just going to be a party. It's going to be so much fun. The food is flatbread stations. You're welcome. Very fancy. Tickets.TonyKatz.com, WIBC.com. It's going to be amazing. Get your tickets. Do it. They're still there. Get your tickets. Why not? Join the party. Jeremy Scott has traffic.
Well, Tony, we start things off on the west side. We're 465 southbound, crawling from 74 all the way over to 10th Street. New crash in the two left lanes. Traffic is sponsored by B Window. Right now, B Window receive up to 40% off all products. Plus, get an entry door for $187. Call or visit bwindow.com today because at B Window, they mean business. I'm Jeremy Scott with traffic on the 5s. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
High five! Up top! Dave's company just got the 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business. Yeah! It's 5 years of gig speed internet, advanced security, and a great rate that won't change. All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Heck yeah! He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread. Yes! The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee. Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities.
And it's hurting, but I am not stopping.
Woo! For a limited time, now through March 29th, switch to Comcast Business to lock in your rate for 5 years and get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Or ask how to get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $74 a month with a 2-year agreement. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. Paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account required. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees.
Groceries, gas, just about everything you can buy comes with a tax on it. No matter what, the government's always there to take their cut of your cash. Your money belongs to you. That's why Congressman Jim Baird joined with President Donald Trump to pass historic legislation to ensure you keep more of your hard-earned cash. According to the White House, Congressman Baird's vote means Americans will receive a tax cut, saving over $10,000 every year. They'll get no taxes on tips for workers. And families will receive permanent increases to child tax credits and expanded child care access. That means bigger paychecks, a stronger economy, and more prosperity across our nation. To learn more about how President Trump and Congressman Jim Baird are saving American families money and putting money in your wallet, call Congressman Baird's office at 317-563-5567 or visit baird.house.gov.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZQL Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZQL Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday. Let's do this Monday. ZQL Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Pat Sullivan here. Fire emergency? I've had one. If you do, call Michaelis. Owner Richard Michaelis explains why.
Michaelis is local and family owned. 39 years of experience with 24/7, 365 response. The Michaelis Corporation is IICRC certified, restoring your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
And Michaelis helps you through the insurance process, giving you peace of mind. Water, storms, fire, and mold, life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIX-INDY.
Good morning. Coming up in 2 minutes, why a 16-year-old boy will stand in front of a Marion County judge this morning. What Governor Mike Braun is saying about the latest efforts to bring the Chicago Bears to the state. And Jarrett Lewis has a story about a state representative and his thoughts on illegal immigration after Fox News. From the Dugan Air Heating and Cooling Mitsubishi Electric Studios, 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1, Indianapolis at 7 o'clock.
First it was Hillary. Bill Clinton's next. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The former president will be questioned today under oath about the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking investigation. Hillary Clinton told the Republican-led House Oversight Committee she never met Epstein.
I never went to his island. I never went to his homes. I never went to his offices. So it's on the record numerous times.
Fox's Chad Pergram's in Chappaqua, New York, the Clintons' hometown where these depositions are taking place.
The committee questioned how Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell used the connections to hide illegal activities. Jeffrey Epstein donated to the Clinton Foundation.
The former president appears in the Epstein files, and so does the current president.
Now, Democrats believe that Bill Clinton's appearance could compel the committee to call President Trump.
Vice President Vance will meet today with Oman's foreign minister the day after he was the mediator in the latest round of U.S.-Iran talks. Iran's foreign minister says,
during these several long and very intensive hours, we made good progress and very seriously entered into the elements of a possible agreement, both in the nuclear field and in the area of sanctions.
President Trump's demanding Iran scale back its nuclear program or he could take action like last year with a big U.S. military buildup in the region. Meanwhile, as Fox's Jonathan Savage reports, another conflict flares up between Pakistan and Afghanistan.
Our patience has now run out, warns Pakistan's Defense Minister Khawaja Mohammad Asif. The two sides have launched cross-border strikes, and Pakistan now considers the conflict open war. The ongoing dispute concerns alleged Afghan support for armed groups in Pakistan.
President Trump will go to Corpus Christi, Texas today to campaign for Republicans ahead of Tuesday primaries, the day after New York City's mayor went to the White House.
Meeting with President Trump about housing. Mamdani posted a photo of him and President Trump in the Oval Office, writing, "I'm looking forward to building more housing in New York City."
That's Fox's Jared Halpern. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The kid who fired shots at police will stand in front of a judge this morning. 39 degrees in downtown Indianapolis, going up to 62. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7:02. Indianapolis police say last week could have ended much worse after a 16-year-old boy was in a car hanging out of the window and firing shots at police officers who were chasing the driver of that car. The teenager goes to court today. Indy FOP President Rick Snyder said Wednesday that this kind of behavior is part of a troubling pattern.
Of just some of the facts and stats regarding attacks upon law enforcement officers. We are still averaging an officer being shot on average every 25 to 26 hours in this nation, and an officer dying in the line of duty once every 52 hours on average.
And police faced a similar situation yesterday during a high-speed chase. Kids carrying guns in that car bailed out of the car at 38th and Post, ran away as police look for them, and they're still outstanding as of this morning. IMPD says they've made several drug arrests at Lugar Plaza, which has now been designated by the mayor as a park, and this gives IMPD certain powers they didn't have before, including enforcing curfew, no drug use, no smoking. Police say they've taken fentanyl, meth, and spice out of Lugar Plaza and made those arrests. On Thursday, Indiana Governor Mike Braun signed into law a bill that would establish a way to get the Chicago Bears to the Hoosier State. John Herrick explains.
The bill calls for the completion of the Northwest Indiana Stadium Authority in an effort to bring the Chicago Bears to Hammond. One of the authors of it was State Rep Ben Smaltz of Auburn.
By using a user-funded model, we can pursue a transformational project while protecting Hoosier taxpayers who may never attend an event at this venue.
And he says that'll work with bond repayment tied primarily to lease payments supported by stadium-generated revenue and local event-related taxes within a designated district such as admissions, food, beverage, and innkeeper taxes. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Governor Braun is also expected to sign a bill soon that has a bunch of immigration laws packed inside of it. Jarrett Lewis reports on what a state representative has to say about that bill.
The Senate passing the bill this week by a vote of 37-11. Republican State Representative Andrew Ireland says this creates changes to state cooperation with federal immigration authorities, as well as,
when you look at the employment side, that we have something on a state law basis to hold employers accountable when they're hiring illegal aliens in the first place. It's a federal crime. This makes it a state crime, too.
Representative Ireland, a guest on WIBC's The Hammer and Nigel show Thursday. According to him, Indianapolis has over 50,000 illegal immigrants. Jarrett Lewis, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
A loss for 8th-ranked Purdue against number 13 Michigan State at home, which means Purdue ended its 3-game homestand 1-2. Head coach Matt Painter.
It shows you how good our league is, because like all the teams that have beat us are really good teams, right? It's not easy to win at home, but it's easier. And you got to be able to take advantage of playing at home, and we just haven't done that.
And Purdue goes to Ohio State to take on the Buckeyes Sunday afternoon. I'm Ryan Hedrick on The Level on the go and at WIBC.com on a Friday morning, 7:05. Traffic on the 5s. Here's Jeremy Scott.
Well, Ryan, we go to the west side where 465 southbound has become a parking lot from basically the 74 interchange all the way over to 10th Street. Got a crash blocking the 2 left lanes. Once you get past that, really looking pretty good on the rest of 465, and everything else is moving smoothly in and around the Circle City metro area. Traffic sponsored by Grand Appliance. Shop Grand Appliance for expert device, fast delivery, professional installation, and of course, the lowest prices every day on top brands like Bosch. Visit grandappliance.com for full details. I'm Jeremy Scott with Traffic on the 5s. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
Tara Hastings, Wish TV meteorologist. What are we feeling?
Thick Friday. Look for lots of sunshine out there. It's going to be mild with high temperatures climbing right around 63 degrees. Could be a bit breezy at times with winds out of the south and southwest, gusting around 20 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, look for partly cloudy conditions, lows a fall of 38. And on Saturday, we'll start off with some sunshine. We'll look for highs near 57. Clouds increase later in the afternoon and evening. Maybe a few spotty showers late Saturday, but overall, very widely scattered. On Sunday, chillier, highs only around 41 with some snow chances late Sunday into Monday.
And as for Saturday, we're all good?
Yep. Oh, yeah. Let's go, baby. All systems
ready.
Go. Oh, yeah.
All right. You say you're ready, but are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Trump 1 year and 1 month later, starring Tara Hastings and Whippy.
Yes. It should be Whippy first. That's the main thing.
Wow, you give Whippy top billing over you?
Oh, yeah. It's that good.
So it's Trump 1 year and 1 month later, starring Tony Katz, with special guest Whippy and Tara Hastings as Alice.
Right. Yes.
Got it.
Kiss my grits.
That's Flo. That's right. Can we keep our 70s sitcom-esque shows together, please?
Alice is Brady Bunch. I do what I can.
Yes, Alice's Brady Bunch. She was right there in the center square. Flo is Alice, starring Linda Lavin.
Right.
And Vic Tayback as Mel.
Wow.
Don't ask me why I know these things. By the way, producer Carl, today's television theme song. Well, today is Film Friday. You have one chance to keep this. Don't try and get me with the Alice. I'll knock that out of the park. Just so we're all clear. Glad we could help. So the weather for Saturday is perfect.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Yep. Come on, let's go.
Let's go.
It's gonna be great.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Tickets.TonyKatz.com, WIBC.com. What was that?
I'm bringing friends. We're gonna have a good time. We already got it planned out. There's a babysitter involved. Like, we've already got the logistics. It's fantastic.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So come see Tara Hastings. Stay for the Whippy. And the bourbon. Stay for that too. It's going to be too cold to smoke a cigar outside, so I did not organize that. But you might see a cigar there for you at the end of the day. Okay. You're welcome. And it's going to be nuts. It's going to be so good. I have been so focused on so many moving parts here and how the landscape politically has changed. I'm like, how do I make sense of this and how do I present this in a way? And then the State of the Union came and it's like Trump stole half my lines. I'm like, you mother. But as a professional, I got this covered.
Of course you
got it covered. It's going to be such a good time. It's going to be such a party. And Tara Hastings will be there. Tickets.TonyKatz.com. Don't miss it. It's going to be great. People are going to have a ball. Come have fun. That's it. Oh, and they put us in the big ballroom. I'm like, what are you doing? And they're like, it'll be fine. And so I was in there yesterday. It's a very large ballroom. It's so good. Tickets.TonyKatz.com, WIBC.com. Thanks to Premier Arms, PA Jewelers, Defiance Beef, and Chimney Solutions of Indiana, and Tara Hastings, and Kroger with the Whippy.
I love it.
You know, I think at this point I should really tell WIBC that Kroger has brought dessert. I don't think I've told anybody yet.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't figured out how we're going to serve it yet either. So, for those of you on the promotions team.
Wing it.
Yep. If you're on the promotions team, bring gloves. We got this set. Be a professional, they said. Okay, you got it.
Yeah. Yep.
I got to run, Tara. I'll catch you in the next
bye.
hour. Tara Hastings of Wish TV. You are appreciated. Right now, we have got ourselves 36 degrees in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time is 7:11. So the governor, his name is Mike Braun. You've seen pictures. There's polling that shows he only has a 25% approval rating. Well, that was a great story that lasted for a day. Congratulations to everybody who thought that it mattered. What do you want from me? The guy wants to run for office again. He's got the money. He's going to run for office again. So what are we discussing here? Can we match things up to reality just for a moment? If the property tax situation gets better, does his popularity go up to 42%? Will it still matter? God, I would like some real focus and some real acumen out there. Stop pretending you know how to do this. Focus on things that matter. What works, what doesn't, what should we be doing, what should we not be doing, and how do we go about accomplishing that? Oh, look at some polling. I can't. You try and teach people. Some people are slow learners. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be here. Good to be with you. Governor Braun signing the Bears Stadium bill. He signed that quick. And Illinois is like, well, we'll get to it in March. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go down. But I will tell you, if the Bears decide to stay in Illinois, the chattering classes are going to say, oh, look at that. Indiana got played. Indiana showed it can move quick, decisively, with focus, and not give away the farm. I think they've handled this well. Now, we can agree or disagree with the idea of funding and stadiums and all that jazz, and there's a long history of that. This public funding of stadiums creates its own level of issues. But we're talking about a team that's going to put money in. If they're not going to put money in, you're right. I'm with you. Nope. That isn't the story here. I am all about taking this opportunity, to take this opportunity. And I'm all about finding ways to make Northwest Indiana stronger and better. Absolutely. I'm glad he signed it. But there is a bill that the governor should not sign. Senate Bill 78. It was a vote of 36-12 in the Senate. This is the legislation that would say students can't use their cell phones from the start of a school day to the end of the school day. And I think that Governor Braun should veto this legislation. It's not that I think there isn't an argument for why are kids on their phones all day. It's not necessary. It's that we're saying that the state should take the decision-making out of the hands of teachers and out of the hands of the schools and parents in those schools. I don't want that. The idea that we need state control here is, I think, an overstretch of the state. If there are reasons, municipalities have different ideas, let them give it a go. Let us learn through the trial and error. Let them find their way, and maybe there is a best practice and a reason for a phone to be more nearby, more readily available. Do I really want to move to those kinds of pouches you see at events and comedy shows and et cetera, where they get locked in? I don't know if that's the best answer. I'm not disagreeing that I don't want students distracted. I agree, and as I've always said, the teacher is in charge of their classroom. I just want them to teach. I want them to be treated like professionals. I want them to make the decisions. I don't want to take it out of the hands of the locals. I don't think there's a value here. I think that we are not asking ourselves what happens on the other side here. The chat room is saying to me, if they can't get the kids under control, this might be the only way to help. I think you can get the kids under control by, again, sticking with the local and start expelling the kids who aren't under control. Everybody else will fall in line real quick. Governor Braun, I would argue, veto the legislation. I think you should do that today. Matt Bear is out today. Jeremy Scott has traffic.
Well, Tony, we're finding out more about this incident on 465 southbound at 10th Street on the city's west side. It's just state police and one car there, so we're waiting on a tow truck. You're still heavy all the way back from just past 38th all the way over to 10th Street. Other than that, everything else is moving well. Traffic is sponsored by Great Lakes Honda Fishers. It's cold out, but Great Lakes Honda Fishers is heating things up with hot deals. Visit Great Lakes Honda Fishers and fall in love with a new vehicle. Shop online at greatlakeshondafishers.com and come in for a test drive. I'm Jeremy Scott with Traffic on the 5s. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
36 degrees in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time is 7:16.
Don Fisher for QC Kinetics. I was struggling with chronic knee pain and wasn't encouraged with the options of risky surgery and pain pills. QC Kinetics offered the best option for me, cutting-edge regenerative medicine. Their non-invasive treatment stimulated my body's own biologics so I could be pain-free and get back to doing what I love, playing golf. QC Kinetics has a fantastic success rate, and it's clear to see why so many Hoosiers are happy to tell their story of how they reclaimed their lives with the QC Kinetics approach. Ready to live your life pain-free? Go to qckinetics.com/Indianapolis or call 317-559-PAIN and get a no-obligation consultation. QC Kinetics uses the latest technologies, whether it's stem cell, PRP, plasma, or a number of other advanced therapies. Call QC Kinetics. It'll be the best call you will make. Get back in the game, whatever that is for you. Call 317-559-PAIN.
Great Lakes Honda of Fishers is heating things up with red-hot deals during Pay What We Pay invoice pricing going on now. Come into Great Lakes Honda and get invoice pricing without the gimmicks, like a new Honda Odyssey EXL for under $42,000 with a finance special of 3.99% APR for 48 months or 4.99% APR for 60 months. So come in out of the cold for red-hot prices at Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. Tax not included. In-stock new Hondas only. Not combinable with other offers. All fees and first payment due at signing. Offer ends March 31st. See dealer for details.
Here's the tale of Tina, searching up and down for decent GLP-1s, but got spun around.
Till Good RX wrote in, hey, we got something new. GLP-1 prescriptions, all FDA approved.
Brand name meds, no flags that are red.
Clear pricing from the start. None of those hidden fees in your cart.
Delivered to your door or pick up same day. Darn tootin'.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Hotfoot it to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
Bring on the popcorn moment, brought to you by Booher, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com. Your kitchen, your bathroom, your basement. You talk to Booher and you're like, hey, I would like for this to actually look good in my house. And Booher's like, yeah, we can We can help with that. This is what they do. You need a kitchen that works for your growing family, works for your downsizing family, actually provides you the storage space that you desperately need. You don't need to move. You need to rethink how it is you live, and Boer does exactly that. The best material, the most skilled craftsmen. These people are fantastic. Going to be doing a bit of a kitchen refresh, and it's going to be Boer. The countertops, the backsplash, kind of a rethink of some placement, actually extending out a couple of the counters. Not much, just enough to give us the extra space that we need. Don't think of it as this, oh my gosh, this incredible project. Maybe it is. Maybe it's exactly what you need. You need to gut that kitchen right to the studs and start fresh. Boer can do it for you. Sometimes you just need a bit of a refresh. Boer can do that as well. Talk to Boer Remodeling today about your kitchen, your bathroom, your basement. Talk about your home and the value you want to increase in your life. 317-852-5546. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-852-5546. Boer Remodeling. 852-5546 or online at Boer. Booher. BoerRemodeling.com. The popcorn moment. Let's go. The story you need to hear to believe, then grab your popcorn, because there is more. I caught this story on social media, and now I've got the clip. And I think, producer Carl, that the clip is clean. There's an attorney who I don't know of by the name of Aaron Friday. And Aaron Friday does a podcast, as many people do, a podcast. What she's known for is talking a lot about the transgender insanity. Something called Gender Transformation, The Untold Realities, which aired, that she was a part of and she was in. In this podcast, she's having a conversation about how California and their child protective services treats parents who aren't willing to accept that their child is a boy when they're a girl, or when they're a girl, or that they're a girl when they're a boy, because they use different pronouns. Now, again, I think I don't think there's any language in here at all, producer Carl, but finger on the dump button just to double check. Listen.
Well, it goes back to when I found out that my daughter, who was 13 years old, just starting high school, was secretly socially transitioned at school, meaning that the school started to call my daughter by a male name, use male pronouns. And when I called the school and told them to stop, that next week, Child Protective Services was at my door. The next day, the police. And that was an immediate alert to me that the school wants to know better than wants to parent my child, and that if I didn't follow and call my daughter a boy, that Child Protective Services may come and take my child away.
Now, you just heard me say, when it comes to phones in schools, I want this to be handled on the local level. I don't want a state law about saying that you can't have a phone in school if you're a student. I want it handled locally. I want a best practices conversation to come into play. And I want the local parents to be able to make decisions, local school boards. It's where I like the power to be. The argument against is that the kids are failing in schools. We need to do more to find ways for them to be more focused in the classroom. And by engaging some state legislation about not being able to use your phone from the starting bell to the ending bell, you take away this distraction possibility, and you can get better results. I favor the local. This, I want you to know, I also favor the local. I just favor taking teachers who engage in this kind of activity, taking their license and throwing them in jail. Any teacher who thinks this is okay is a teacher who is a lowlife, is a teacher who is unworthy of being near children and shouldn't be allowed to be near children. I argue that if you try and transition children, you should be on a registry. People should know the kind of violent person you are towards children. They should know that you're an abuser. And any school district in an administration side that allows this to happen once they are aware of it should also meet the same fate. Fired, pension gone, put on a registry because you allow for the abuse of children. You are all child abusers, every single one of you. Any governor that has a division of Child Protective Services that thinks they can take children away from parents because parents know that a boy is not a girl and a girl is not a boy, that governor should be thrown out of office. And the next governor should fire everybody within Child Protective Services. Every single person. Schools cannot parent. Teachers cannot parent other people's children. They can't do it. Neither can the state. In both cases, what I favor is the parent being proactive. I favor the school board wondering what these parents are going to do next if they aren't standing up for kids and their safety and security and recognizing that the school is not there to engage transitioning. They're there to teach math and science. And any school board who thinks that transitioning is important, fire every member of the school board. They're not worth it. They're not worthy. They're not decent. They're not good. And yes, they're all child abusers. Let's say so. Now, someone's going to say to me, Tony, some school districts and some parents and some leftists are too far gone. They want to abuse kids. If we don't use the power we have in the state to do something about this, we're just going to see kids get abused. My problem is they've got the compelling argument. That's my problem. I concede. I know what I want. I know how this has to get done. Yet they've got the compelling argument. Some of these terrible progressives are simply too far gone. And then we ask ourselves, is it indeed our elected officials' job to step in? Run that through your brain for a day. Tell me where you land. Matt Bear's out today. Jeremy Scott has traffic.
Well, Tony, we'll start things off on the west side where the big delay is on 465 southbound from 38th all the way over to 10th Street. Clear from an earlier crash still takes out the two left lanes, and delays are popping everywhere, including southbound at 69 in from 106th. Traffic is sponsored by B-Window. Right now, B-Window receive up to 40% off all products. Plus, get an entry door for $187. Call or visit bwindow.com today because at B-Window, they mean business. I'm Jeremy Scott with Traffic on the 5s. Follow us on next, WIBC Traffic.
Coming up on the Hammer and Nigel Show, how real is the possibility that the Chicago Bears relocate to Indiana? Plus, it's Beer Sample Friday, 3 o'clock, 93 WIBC.
By now, you've heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's a way to claim your unclaimed property from the Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division. It's not a scam. It's not houses, boats, cars, or storage facilities. It isn't free money. So what exactly is it? It's your money. It belongs to you, and it's waiting for you to claim it. It's money from unclaimed wages or commissions, forgotten bank accounts, underlying shares, refunds, insurance proceeds, stock dividends, safe deposit box contents, overpayments, certificates of deposit, money orders, and more. The Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division safeguards those funds while trying to locate and return those funds to the owner or heir. It's your money, you deserve it, and the Attorney General's office wants to make sure you get it. The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tony Katz to 46220. That's Tony Katz to 46220. Or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
The tournament looms. The bracket picture tightens. And every game carries more weight. He had it! The Big Ten doesn't give second chances.
We're playing great basketball. We want to keep it rolling.
And March doesn't forgive mistakes.
Indiana has pulled it off.
If you want better seating, if you want momentum, you earn it now. IU meets Michigan State, Sunday at 3:45 on the home of the Hoosiers, 93 WIBC.
Hey, it's Steve Ryan Hayes here from the Retirement Money Matters Show.
It's tax season, and millions of Americans are working on completing their 2025 federal tax returns. Even though most tax planning has to be done before the year expires, there are still some moves you can make to save tax dollars for last year. So join me this weekend as we share with you some last-minute tax planning strategies, options, and opportunities that could very well save you more tax dollars. The Retirement Money Matters Show airs this Saturday morning at 6 a.m. right here on WIBC.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side, your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed, plus an extra $100 off all mattresses. And Saturday. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
For a limited time, get 40% off all products. Plus, get an entry door for $187.
Because at B-Window,
we mean business. We mean business.
Trust me.
The House Oversight Panel deposed Hillary Clinton in the Epstein investigation. Bill is up next. Hey, it's Casey. Join us Friday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The committee heard from one Clinton yesterday. They'll hear from the other one today. It's 39 degrees in downtown Indianapolis, going up to 62. I'm Ryan Hedrick for Window Nation. Here's what's trending at 7:31. Former President Bill Clinton is set to testify behind closed doors today about his connections to the late Jeffrey Epstein. His appearance comes a day after his wife and former Secretary of State and First Lady was questioned by the same House committee. In Chicago, thousands of people turned out Thursday to honor the late Jesse Jackson. Reverend Al Sharpton spoke as people lined up at the Rainbow Push Coalition headquarters to pay their respects. New York City's mayor says he wants more of your money. That was the purpose of a Thursday visit to the White House where Zoran Mamdani met with President Trump at the Oval Office.
Specifically, Mayor Mamdani is looking to secure $21 billion in federal grants to build the world's largest deck over Sunnyside Rail Yard in western Queens. Mamdani says it would mark the largest housing and infrastructure investment in the Big Apple in more than 50 years.
Fox's Madeline Rivera reporting. And the state of Indiana and the Chicago Bears, could that be a marriage in the works? Here's John Herrick.
This is a 93 WIBC News Spotlight.
If it doesn't work, it's not for lack of trying on the part of Indiana. On Thursday, Governor Mike Braun signed a bill into law that allows for the creation of the Northwest Indiana Stadium Authority to bring the Bears to Hammond. Before signing the bill on Thursday, Braun was a guest on the Pat McAfee Show, where he said seeing the Bears issue a statement earlier this year expressing thankfulness for Indiana's support gave him a good feeling.
When that happened, it was far enough along to where we believe it's mostly due diligence to just get the I's dotted, T's crossed, a month and a half or two, and then you ink a final deal.
He says it feels like far more than window dressing or just a facade.
So they came to us. We didn't try to lure them because they thought there was no interest, and they were being told bluntly, you know, you got to build your own stadium. We're not putting any taxpayer dollars into it.
The bill was co-authored by State Representative Ben Smaltz of Auburn, and he says they have developed a model that works, and not just for the Bears.
A modern stadium and surrounding development would attract world-class events and private investments, create jobs, and strengthen Northwest Indiana's economy while benefiting the entire state.
He also believes there's a way to make sure the tax burden isn't so bad.
By using a user-funded model, we can pursue a transformational project while protecting Hoosier taxpayers who may never attend an event at this venue.
If this were to become a reality, the state would own the facility while the Bears would lease and operate the stadium under a long-term agreement of at least 35 years and be responsible for operations, maintenance, and improvements Bonds issued for the project could carry maturities of up to 40 years. With your WIBC News Spotlight, I'm John Herrick.
It's 7:34 at WIBC. It's time for sports.
It's not easy to win at home, but it's easier. You got to be able to take advantage of playing at home, and we just haven't done that. But it hasn't been for a lack of effort. You know, we got beat by a good basketball team today that's well coached. I thought they were a little bit better than us.
That's Purdue head coach Matt Painter speaking last night after his number 8 team narrowly lost to number 13 Michigan State 76-74. The Boilermakers went 1-2 on their 3-game homestand.
You make one more shot, and you feel great about yourself, right? But at the end of the day, you really, as a coach, you just got to look at some of the things and keep working and keep getting better at it.
And Purdue heads to Ohio State Sunday. The Colts have allowed former starting quarterback Anthony Richardson to explore a trade. The number 4 overall pick in the 23 NFL draft intended to become the franchise quarterback, but that didn't work out. Richardson finished 6-5 and 11 starts with the team. Indiana Pacers forward Obi Toppin returned to the lineup, but it didn't change the outcome as Indiana fell to the Charlotte Hornets 133-109. Toppin after the game.
It's been a long time since I've been out there on the floor, but to be on the floor today, it felt amazing.
And Toppin suffered a stress fracture in the Pacers' 3rd game of the season. The team has dropped 5 games in a row. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go and at WIBC.com at 7:35. Traffic on the 5s. Here's Jeremy Scott.
Ryan will start things off on the west side. We're 465 southbound, heavy 38 to 74. Earlier crash at 10th Street. Done, dusted, out of the way, so things are moving smoothly. If you continue continue all the way to the south end, northbound tight from Shadeland all the way over to Brookville. Eastbound on the north side, slow from Ditch to Meridian. 69 southbound, heavy, 106 to the 465 with 65 northbound delays from Raymond into the south split. And traffic spots by B Window. Right now, B Window receive up to 40% off all products, plus get an entry door for $187. Call or visit bwindow.com today because at B Window, they mean business. I'm Jeremy Scott with traffic on the 5s. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
36 degrees in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time is 7:36.
After 7 years of war, the chamber fell silent. Britain's leader finally faced what soldiers already knew. The colonies were lost.
WIBC celebrates the spirit of 76. Brought to you by the WIBC Daily Newsletter.
February 27th, 1782. Parliament voted to end offensive military operations in America. The margin was narrow, but the consequence was clear. Though fighting lingered, the outcome was no longer in doubt. Distance, debt, and determination had broken the empire's will. When the news crossed the Atlantic, it meant one thing: the revolution had survived, and independence was no longer a dream, but a destiny.
The spirit of 76. History remembered. Freedom celebrated. Have the latest headlines and show content delivered to your inbox daily. Sign up at WIBC.com.
Whenever I'm out wandering, chasing a rainbow dream, I often stop and think about a place I've never seen. Where
Today on the Marketplace, it's official. Winter is over. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be here. Good to be with you. During downtime, clearing my head, getting ready for what's next on the show, I find myself on Facebook Marketplace. Marketplace has everything. Cool stuff, odd stuff, weird stuff, strange stuff. All sorts of stuff on the Marketplace. The Marketplace segment brought to you by IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's your cash. Go get it right now. This last paycheck you forgot you were getting, refund, a dividend, it all ends up with the Attorney General's office. By the way, is the Attorney General going to be there tomorrow for Trump 1 year and 1 month later? Is Rokita coming? I mean, more than welcome to be in the crowd. No political speeches at one of my events. I give the only speeches. Tickets.TonyKatz.com. I don't know. I thought he was coming. We'll find out. He will be there. Maybe we'll make him serve the whippy. You never know. So IndianaUnclaimed.gov. IndianaUnclaimed.gov. They've got your cash, and you should claim your cash. Fast, easy, free to use. IndianaUnclaimed.gov. I find the find on the marketplace to let me know that winter is over. It was a very rough winter. There was snow. There was cold. It was gross. And I did not like a second of it. And I said, this is the winter. I'm getting myself a snowblower. And then I really, Carl? Is this what we're doing? That's what we're... I mean, if we're battling here, okay, fine. I'm going to win this battle.
Buckle up, baby.
There it is. I said, it's the winter, I'm going to get a snowblower. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to go online right now. I'm going to find which store has a snowblower. I'm going to go get it. And, of course, it was like 2 days before the major storm, and everybody was sold out. What was I thinking? You have to plan ahead. But when you see snowblowers for sale on the marketplace, you know that winter is over. It's done. And someone is selling not one, but two Craftsman snowblowers, two-stage. One is a 28-inch with a 272cc motor. The other one is a 26-inch with a 243cc motor. They both run with no issues. And as they write, they were bought in a panic for the big snowstorm in Bloomington. Only used for that period of time, so they both have about 40 to 50 hours on them. Wait a second. One snowstorm, and these things ran for 50 hours? Is that even math? 50 hours. Did you use these things commercially? I have many questions. And so it has the two-stage. Now, do you know what the two-stage is? Because I had to learn. I had to learn what the two-stage is. The one stage is when you got the little auger thingy, right? It's picking up the snow, and it's utilizing that rotation to then fling the snow, right? It's going through the little chute, fling, and that's what it sounds like. That's the official sound. And then it just flings the snow. The two-stage is when you got the auger there. It is like churning up the snow. And then you've got another motor, ding, flinging the snow. So it's the two-stage is the second motor, fling, flinging the snow. That's what the two-stage is all about. So these are both two stages. $500 for the 28-inch, $400 for the 26-inch. Now, producer Carl, you dealt with the snow. You had to dig yourself out of the snow to get yourself downtown to do the fine job that you do here on Tony Katz in the Morning News there, where you have been, of course, awarded top morning show in America, all because of producer Carl. I'm asking you right now, did you get a snowblower?
No, I could have used this one because, as you were saying, we had it really bad, and I was shoveling snow for quite a long time, but our entire street in Carmel, no less, was not plowed. So right. I had to rely on a friend who had four-wheel drive to get to work.
You hear that, Sue Finkham? Carl had to actually ask a friend to let him borrow a car, which I know you are shocked. Carl has friends. But the side streets were not plowed efficiently. Shame. Shame on you. Like it's her fault. It took a while. It did. I mean, on my side streets, it was like a day and a half before anybody got to those. I don't know if these are good deals or not. I didn't even know Craftsman was still a brand, like the old Sears brand. Someone tell me if this is a good deal. $500 for the 28-inch, $400 for the 26-inch. Maybe you can get a deal for both. I don't know, but I do need a snowblower. I do want to have one. Maybe this will fit the bill. So the point is, they're now available on the marketplace. Winter's over, everybody. You're safe. You're safe. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Only a few more days left to get your tickets for the party that starts the year. Trump 1 year and 1 month later. Go to WIBC.com. 3 different kinds of bourbon for you to try. Incredible food. I've got such a great time planned for you with the live music and the red carpet. Honestly, wear something nice and come join the party. The Hyatt Regency, downtown Indianapolis. Get your tickets right now. Go to WIBC.com and join me Saturday, February 28th. We're going to have a great time. I want to see you there.
Hey, what's going on? It's Hammer from the Hammer and Nigel show. And I'm not going to lie to you. I needed help I got a bald spot in the back of my head, and it's embarrassing. I see it when I'm on television. I see it when I'm on the YouTube channel. So I decided to reach out for help. And my friends at We Grow Hair Indie decided to help me out here. These guys are the absolute best. I was a little leery about it. I could not have a procedure that, one, hurt, or two, left me looking like I'd been scalped. But after I talked with Darren and the entire team at We Grow Hair Indie, they told me their state-of-the-art technology, the progress made in hair growth, it's going to be okay. If I can do this, you guys can do this. Contact the team at We Grow Hair Indie, 317-522-2995. That's 522-2995. Get that free evaluation. It's free. You can also go online to WeGrowHairIndie.com. Contact them today and do this with me. WeGrowHairIndie.com.
Life's full of unexpected joys, like problems with water. That's why there's Michaelis, a crew of 24/7 experts who are rescue ready, day or night, one phone call, for a gazillion disasters. Over 3 decades of restoring your home or business to better than new condition. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Call 844-FIX-INDIE. Make it Michaelis.
I have a runny nose. I don't know why you care. Just one trip to D.C. One trip to D.C. I was fine. Savagery. That place will do. That's what it sounds like. That place will kill you. I'll tell you what. Jeremy Scott in for Matt Bear in the WIBC Traffic Center. What's going on?
Also, I start on the south side where 65 northbound is heavy edge to 465. And then again from Troy to the north split, 70 westbound. Tight from Keystone all the way into the north split. That's because 65 northbound slow to MLK. Southbound, you're seeing delays right around 30th. And then again from MLK all the way over to Meridian. Now, if you're on 465 northbound on the northwest side, you're seeing delays around Pendleton Pike and then again over Fall Creek. Southbound 69 also heavy approaching 465. Traffic is sponsored by B Window. Receive up to 40% off all products, plus get an entry door for $187. Call or visit bwindow.com today because B Window, they mean business. I'm Jeremy Scott with Traffic on the 5s. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
We've got 36 degrees in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time is 7:46. Custom jewelry is not out of reach with PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse. At PA Jewelers, you can customize any piece of jewelry for that special someone. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg. Gold, diamonds, gemstones, and of course those watches from Flederman Von Riest, assembled right here in Indiana. Custom designed jewelry with PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse. Custom jewelry made just for you. PA Jewelers, 3750 South Green Street in Brownsburg. 317-456-4010. PAJewelers.jewelry.
Gain insight on how to prepare for a secure retirement.
In our younger years, we want as much growth and accumulation as we can muster.
Take advantage of a free discovery call, 877-524-2677, 877-524-2677.
It's important for you to understand what that's going to look like later on.
And tune in to the Absolute Retirement Planning Show with Will Gonzalez, Sundays at 9 a.m., right here on 93 WIBC.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZQL Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZQL Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this Monday.
ZQL Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Get the fastest local alerts and accurate 24/7 forecasts with WeatherBug. It's easy to use, so the weather never takes you by surprise. Download the free WeatherBug app today.
Join WIBC February 28th at the Hyatt Regency at 6 p.m. for a night of flair and reflection with Tony Katz. VIP and general admission tickets are on sale now. Act fast. Get all the details at WIBC.com. Brought to you by Defiance Beef Company, Chimney Solutions, and Premier Arms.
Still no movement from the House of Representatives on Rashida Tlaib, who at the State of the Union, while the crowd is chanting USA, USA, she's chanting KKK, KKK. And you say to me, Tony, what movement can they take? And I say to you, Well, for a whole bunch of subjects, I think a whole bunch of movement, including censure. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar. These are not people who should be in Congress, and I want to see Republicans make moves, which is really about the idea of fighting. Look at all the Democrats have told you about their plans for retribution, and if you don't know their plans, Saturday night you're going to hear it. Yeah, these midterms are outrageously important, and yes, they are winnable. I know what the data says. I'm going to go over the data. They're winnable. Absolutely. But if you tell me, well, they're just, making comments, you can't censure people for that, you can't remove people from office or for those kinds of things. Can we get into the idea that what we saw at the State of the Union, the screaming, the yelling, this is actually not what any of us want. And I do appreciate the people who say, why do we do this anymore? Why do we have the pomp and circumstance, everything else? The State of the Union was never meant to be this. Write a letter to Congress, State of the Union, done. No one ever said it had to be this, with the made-for-TV insanity and all the rest. I say that about any party. But as long as they're going to do it, well, then you got to make the most of it, and President Trump clearly did. It is the question of the economics that will continue to haunt, because this is an economic election for Republicans, not for Democrats. And as we've discussed, gas prices are down and egg prices are down. If you can get beef prices down in a way where people feel like they're paying a acceptable price for ground beef, then everything's going in the right direction. You need those basic things to work for you. And then elections are much, much easier. And we should be clear that other nations are aware of what's happening in the United States, what's happening with themselves, and are trying to find ways to make things work for them. New Zealand is amongst a series of countries trying to entice Americans to move there. You made your money in the U.S., you're looking to do something else, right? Some people are looking to get out. Well, bless you. You want to be Rosie O'Donnell and go to a bigoted Ireland, knock yourself out. You want to go to New Zealand? You want to go to a place that what they did during COVID and lockdowns was proof positive that everybody there is a slave to the state? Oh, and some people were happy about it. Well, then go to New Zealand. New Zealand wants you to move there. Now, this couple tells a different story because he's a venture capitalist and she was worried about gun violence. So they spent $3 million to be near the North Shore in Auckland. You're right. It's not for everybody. And what New Zealand is saying is certainly we want your leftist freak showness for sure, but we're not trying to be for everybody. We want the rich. We want the rich to be here. Desperate to be there. They think that they can bring in opportunity and financial opportunity, not by growing a class of people who create success in New Zealand, but by importing them. Do I, in any way, shape, or form, fault a nation for saying, hey, you should really bring your money and your opportunities here? No, we've been doing this in America for a good long time. I just want to be clear that New Zealand is not going for an approach of how do you create this class of wealthy? It's going for a conversation of how do you poach this class of wealthy? I want to create. I can't help it if somebody leaves. She's so worried about gun violence. Okay, listen, what am I supposed to tell you? Probably somebody who's worried about global warming as well. I don't want to see the violence at all, but it's a cultural issue, and you have to be willing to fight it. You have to be willing to stand up for something better and something smarter. You weren't willing. Okay. What is she going to go do now? She's going to start a podcast. So brave. So brave. Go live your life. It's your money. Do what you will. But there's a really interesting story here that people who have made their money here and made their opportunities here are like, I'm going to go be safer elsewhere if that's what you believe. Can't stop you, and I'm not here to stop you. These other nations are not wrong to try and grab those people. But we have to ask ourselves, do we want to be the nation that creates these people? That gives the opportunities for these people to create themselves, really? Or do we want to be the poachers? And I think the answer is we want to be the former. And as long as we create a better, safer country, as long as we keep striving to be a more perfect union, we'll also be able to do the latter. New Zealand's got some nice views, but they can't compete with us. Matt Bear is out today. Jeremy Scott has traffic on the 5s.
I'll tell you, for the most part, things are getting heavier in and around the area with the heaviest delay right now, 65 northbound from Keystone into the South Split. Traffic sponsored by B-Window. Right now, B-Window receive up to 40% off all products. Plus, get an entry door for $187. Call or visit bwindow.com today, because at B-Window, they mean business. I'm Jeremy Scott with traffic on the 5s. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
We had downsized. In that downsizing, my husband lost his man cave.
Everyone is talking about Galaxy Concrete Coatings and their transformation, like your neighbor Deb.
My husband and I were at the home show and saw all these vendors with garage floor coatings. The one that stayed with us was Galaxy.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings is 4 times stronger than epoxy.
I'm the only one home, and so it's nice when well-dressed, clean-cut, respectful crew show up. That's what Galaxy sent.
Commercial or residential, Galaxy transforms pools, patios, garage floors, and driveways in as little as 1 day. And it comes with a lifetime warranty.
Warranties are real important for us, and to know that should there be an issue, Galaxy was standing behind it. That's pretty much what tipped us over to go with Galaxy.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com and remember to like us on Facebook.
We are so proud to open our garage door.
We're out of this world.
Through their service, veterans have our backs. Now we should have theirs. Learn more at gotyoursix.org.
Window Nation, WindowsNation.com. Window Nation was recently ranked highest on Forbes' list of best window installation companies, so you can trust Window Nation for high-quality, affordable windows. That's what I did. They were in and out of my house within a day, replaced the whole front of my house with brand new windows, saving a ton on energy bills, keeping the cold air out and the warm air in with Window Nation and WindowNation.com.
Schedule your fast and free estimate right now with Window Nation. Go to their website, WindowNation.com. Shop around, find what you like, but take advantage of this deal. Buy 4, get 4 windows for free, and get an extra 10% off. And again, a fast and free estimate is available at WindowNation.com. But to get the deal, you have to tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Oh, yeah, the Made in Indiana sale with Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. With all the good stuff happening with the Hoosiers, let's give you all a better price on everything Indiana made at Thompson Furniture. I'm talking outdoor furniture by Polywood, which I have at my house. 50% off Indiana-made Smith Brothers of Bern.
All made by Hoosiers in Indiana and only on sale at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus, with interest-free financing and free delivery within 75 miles of their store.
The House Oversight Panel deposed Hillary Clinton in the Epstein investigation. Bill is up next. Hey, it's Casey. Join us Friday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tony Katz to 46220 or visit indianaunclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Coming up on the Hammer and Nigel Show, how real is the possibility that the Chicago Bears relocate to Indiana? Plus, it's Beer Sample Friday, 3 o'clock, 93 WIBC.
When you've got a tough to-do list to tackle, you need the right equipment to keep you moving forward. At Koenig Equipment, we're making it easy with our ready-to-go John Deere tractor packages. Get the tools you need for mowing, lifting, hauling, and more. One comprehensive package at one straightforward payment. Powerful, simple, built for jobs that need doing. When your land is counting on you, you can count on Koenig.
Cuba is calling them terrorists who came from the U.S.
93 WIBC.
4 people shot dead and 6 wounded.
What happens next?
A border guard approached them, and that's when the shots were fired.
Happens here.
It is highly unusual to see shootouts in open sea like that.
Stay in the know.
The U.S. and Iran are talking again.
While you're on the go.
U.S. military buildup continues in the region.
Weapons of mass destruction were banned by the country.
The FBI seized Kash Patel's phone records.
On air, online, and on Alexa.
Good morning. Coming up in 2 minutes, what does a new declaration given by Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett do for the police? And what Indy's FOP president says you should know about November's elections. After Fox News from the Dugan Air Heating and Cooling Mitsubishi Electric Studios on a Friday morning, you're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It is 8 o'clock.
If you want to leave, go today. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's the message the U.S. ambassador in Israel is telling embassy staff in an email this morning, that there may not be flights out in the coming days. This amid a buildup of American military forces in the Middle East, and the day after the latest round of talks between the U.S. and Iran. Fox's Jillian Turner's at the State Department.
The two sides spoke for hours, mediated by officials from Oman. So far, U.S. officials are radio silent, but Iran's foreign ministry is talking.
Conflicting statements made by some American officials will continue to cast doubts and questions.
President Trump is demanding Iran scale back its nuclear program, that they can't build a weapon.
Also on the U.S. agenda, Iran's ballistic missile program, its human rights abuses, including the regime's murder of tens of thousands of civilian protesters last month, and its support of terrorists.
And not far away, Pakistan is now saying it's in an open war with Afghanistan. After attacks on both sides of the border, Pakistani airstrikes overnight hit the capital, Kabul, and other Afghan provinces. Former President Bill Clinton will be questioned today by the House Oversight Committee about the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking investigation, the morning after his wife spent hours behind closed doors. And Fox's Jessica Rosenthal reports.
After the deposition, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton said she did not know Jeffrey Epstein personally and that she had only known his girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, as an acquaintance. She was asked, given that Bill Clinton's name appears in the Epstein files, if she was confident he knew nothing about Epstein's crimes.
The chronology of the connection that he had with Epstein ended several years before anything about Epstein's criminal activities came to light.
Democrats want the committee to also question President Trump about his showing up in the Epstein files. Today, the president goes to Corpus Christi, Texas, campaigning for Republicans ahead of primaries Tuesday. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Why a downtown plaza is now a park. It's 37 degrees in downtown Indianapolis, and we're going up to 62. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:02 for Exercise Inc. Drug dealers, overdoses, and lewd acts are happening in the heart of downtown Indianapolis at Luger Plaza, not far from where the Indianapolis Police Headquarters is. On Thursday, Mayor Joe Hogsett declared the plaza a park, which gives the cops new tools to crack down on the open-air drug activity that's taken a hold there. In the past 48 hours, IMPD says they're locking up people left and right for dealing drugs, including meth. Park rangers will also help Indianapolis police with enforcement efforts. Indy FOP President Rick Snyder says there are a lot of issues on the table as far as legislation goes happening at the State House, especially proposed amendments to the Constitution on bail.
This legislative session was the second of the 2 consecutive sessions that had to occur where this was passed to now appear on the ballot for voters to form a referendum vote on amending the Indiana state constitution.
And Snyder says it will give judges more power to handle people who commit violent crimes over and over again. Right now, the only way that judges hold people is murder and treason, and that's per Indiana Constitution. The idea of the state of Indiana gaining the Chicago Bears is gaining traction. Here's John Herrick.
A bill that would create the Northwest Indiana Stadium Authority was signed into law on Thursday by Governor Mike Braun. It puts together a framework to bring the Chicago Bears to Hammond. State Representative Ben Smaltz of Auburn co-authored the legislation. He says this would authorize the Stadium Authority to acquire land, issue long-term bonds, and finance construction of the stadium and related facilities.
A modern stadium and surrounding development would attract world-class events and private investments, create jobs, and strengthen Northwest Indiana's economy while benefiting the entire state.
If this comes to fruition, the state would own the facility while the Chicago Bears would lease and operate the stadium under a long-term agreement of at least 35 years and be responsible for operations, maintenance, and improvements. John Herrick, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
You've probably heard about political leaders saying they don't want ICE in their communities. Well, 37 state representatives say ICE is more than welcome to come to Indianapolis.
One of them is Republican Andrew Ireland. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Representative Ireland says he has no problem giving the state attorney general more power to go after companies that hire illegal immigrants and prohibiting local governments, law enforcement, and schools from restricting enforcement of federal immigration laws.
We've got something like 50,000 illegal aliens in the city of Indianapolis. That is a real world cost to people. I mean, when you're talking about the cost of homes, the access to health care.
That's why he backed Senate Bill 76, which is now getting the governor's signature. Representative Ireland believes the bill will set a new gold standard for state immigration enforcement. Jarrett Lewis, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
It's tough for a basketball team to win in the Big Ten. Don't take my word for it. Just ask Purdue head coach Matt Painter, whose team lost 76-74 to 13th ranked Michigan State last night.
This was just kind of, finishing out the game. We had to be better in the second half. I thought they were better than we were in the second half. We only turned the ball over 9 times. They were better than us, and they turned over 6. But they turned those 9 turnovers into 19 points.
And Purdue plays Ohio State Sunday. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go and at WIBC.com at 8:05. Traffic on the 5s. Here's Jeremy Scott.
All right, if you're coming in from the south side, 65 northbound heavy Troy into the south split, and then once you continue on to 65 after the north split, you're heavy all the way over to Meridian, southbound still coming off of 30th, and 65-70 southbound is tight at the south split. Over to 465 on the northwest side, you're heavy approaching 865, eastbound approaching Meridian, northbound on the northeast side, slow coming off of Pendleton Pike with 69 southbound delays beginning at 96th. Traffic is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Time is running out. Mattress Firm's President's Day sale ends soon. Let their sleep experts help find the perfect bed for you. They make sleep easy. I'm Jeremy Scott with Traffic on the 5s. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
So did we actually get in touch with Tara Hastings, or is she busy doing important things?
She's busy doing Wish TV important things.
She's doing busy Wish TV important things. So on this all-important day, before Trump 1 year and 1 month later, you have no Tara Hastings. That's savagery. But she's busy and good for her. I like it. We've got a beautiful day ahead of us with a high of 61 and sunshine. Tomorrow we're going to be partly sunny with a high of 57. Great weather for Trump 1 year later. Tickets.TonyKatz.com, WIBC.com. They're still selling. I know the VIP is totally sold out. I think it has been. People like a extra party, but it's the party of the year. There's a reason to celebrate. Let's go celebrate. Come join. They didn't listen. I didn't sponsor the weather. I was just talking about it because Tara Hastings is going to be there and she's going to serve you whippy. Although she's not here with us doing weather because she's busy. And then we're going to see some colds come in. Temperatures getting down to the 40s. Some possible snow flurries Sunday into Monday. Then we will have rain and temperatures will start climbing back into the near 70s. Right now it's 37 degrees and sunshine in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time is 8:07. That picture yesterday, Joe Hogsett welcoming Kamala Harris to Indianapolis. Huh. Precious. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Mayor Hogsett posting, I was proud to welcome Kamala Harris to Indianapolis for the latest stop on her 107 days book tour. She's still selling this thing. She's still trying to sell this book. I only commented that the jokes write themselves, and then people wrote the jokes. I'm waiting to see the Hammer and Nigel meme. I'm not gonna step on their toes. I'm totally gonna just see where it goes from here. I wonder how feminist Kamala Harris felt about shaking the hands of a man who hired a guy who was accused of sexual impropriety back into his office where he was further sexually inappropriate. I wonder how she feels about shaking the hand of a guy who claimed to do an investigation and it doesn't look like he ever did. I wonder how she felt about shaking the hands of somebody whose party took a look at an entire report and said, hey, how do we whitewash this, and how do we have the report altered to not tell the full stories of those women whom are making the claims, credible, by the way, that they had to deal with a very, very sexually charged office, including from his former chief of staff, Thomas Carl Cook, the creepiest dude I ever came across, and I said so then. And from Joe Hogsett himself with his inappropriate text messages. I wonder how feminist Kamala Harris felt about it all. I wonder if she questioned whether or not she should shake the hand of that man. I wonder if she said to him as they met in front of this sign, the step and repeat, her selling her book, hey, how you treated these women and how you allowed your office to treat these women was just awful. And there isn't a place for you in politics. I wonder if she said anything. I wonder if she cared. I wonder if she studied up on who she was going to meet. I mean, this wasn't just some random encounter on the campaign tour where you stop into a city and you shake a hand and then you give the speech because you're trying to get elected. This was a book tour. She's not busy. No one's consulting her on foreign policy. No one's looking to her to ask how you go about winning the midterms. No. She's angling to see if she can run for president again and wants to make a couple of dollars based on an embarrassment of a campaign where everybody in the media lied about her having joy and vibes. I wonder if she took a second to say, I'm going to stand up for women today. Which I'm not surprised that she didn't, because the feminist groups in Indianapolis, they haven't stood up for women. The women leaders of Indianapolis calling out Joe Hogsett, demanding his resignation for the way he treated women. You don't see that. You don't see any leftist saying this. The Indiana Democratic Party is run by Karen Tallien, and where is the call for Joe Hogsett to resign? It's not like you're not going to get another Democrat. It's the safest thing in the world to do, except you haven't done it. And before you get into a but Trump, blah, 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 handle your own house. I don't know if Kamala Harris said anything. I would be surprised if she did. The only thing I can imagine she said to him or he said to her that would make any sense, having seen the two of them in action on the public stage, not through rumor, through the public stage, the only thing I can imagine they said after shaking hands is, hey, after this, you want to grab a drink? But hey, that could just be speculation and rumor too. As opposed to the facts we know about Joe Hogsett and his treatment of women, his office's treatment of women, and the fact that Kamala Harris didn't stand up for them at all. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC, good morning.
Hi, this is Denny Smith for Exercise Inc. I've been a client for nearly 20 years, and I can tell you it works. I'm in my 70s now, and I'm doing things on the farm I couldn't even do in my 40s. Lifting, carrying, working without wondering if my body's going to quit on me. That's real strength. That's real result. And I'm not talking about vanity muscles. This is strength that shows up in real life. What makes Exercise Inc. different? to professional coaches, many with over 15 years of experience, and a private gym where every workout is guided, efficient, and safe. Here's the best part. It only takes 20 minutes a week. Their training method came out of an osteoporosis research study. Their Simple 9 nutrition program has helped clients lose over 40,000 pounds, and people see real improvements in strength, energy, and health. This isn't a resolution you quit. It's a habit you keep. The consultation's free, and it's worth it. 5 locations: Avon, Brownsburg, Zionsville, and Greenwood. Now in Fishers. Change your life in 20 minutes a week. Go to exerciseinc.com.
If you thought you missed the big sale at Sullivan's last weekend, good news, you didn't. Because after an incredible response, we're holding over the 20% savings on premium patio furniture for just one more weekend. Hey, Pat Sullivan here. Spring never waits, and neither should you. At Sullivan Hardware and Garden, we have one of the largest selections of patio furniture in the area. Teak, cast aluminum, all-weather wicker, Berlin Gardens poly, built to last, built to be enjoyed. And here's the best part. This isn't furniture you have to wait months for. It's in stock and ready to go when the weather turns. That's why this weekend, we're giving you one more chance to save an extra 20% on all patio furniture. It's the best price of the year. Don't waste a minute of spring. Be ready for the first beautiful day and save big this weekend. Sullivan Hardware and Garden, 71st and Keystone, 49th and Penn, Cicero, and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan.
Traffic on the 5s, Matt Baer, WIBC Traffic Center. What's happening?
Well,
no,
we'll
Jeremy
start
Scott.
on the south
Sorry,
side.
Jeremy.
It's Friday, Tony. Let's start off on the south side where we're still seeing delays on 65 northbound from Raymond into the south split. That is through that construction zone. Once you continue to go north, you're heavy from the north split all the way over to Meridian, southbound slow on 65-70 approaching the south split. On the northeast side, you're tight on 465 from Pendleton Pike all the way over to 71st. Your 69 delay is clear, but eastbound on 465 still getting heavy from Michigan all the way over to Meridian, westbound tight from Ditch to Michigan. Traffic is sponsored by Grand Appliance. Shop Grand Appliance for expert advice, fast delivery, professional installation, and of course the lowest prices every day on top brands like Bosch. Visit grandappliance.com for full details. I'm Jeremy Scott with traffic on the 5s. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
37 degrees in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time is 8:16.
Get the Dugan Air Premium Service Tune-Up for just $57. The Dugan Air experts won't just inspect, they will fine-tune your furnace to perfection with a detailed 27-point safety check. Plus, Dugan Air's no-breakdown guarantee means you'll bask in comfort all winter long without worry. In Johnson County and South Central Indiana, experience the Dugan difference. Dugan Air is your American Standard Mitsubishi Electric Elite Ductless Pro dealer. Go DuganAir.com.
Premium service, no shenanigans. Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZQL Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZQL Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday. Let's do this Monday. ZQL Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
It's the strongest hearts that remind us to cherish the moments. It's the grandmas who made us sit up straighter, the grandpas who showed us old records, and the parents who were embarrassingly loud at our games. It's those hearts that are anything but ordinary. Caring for extraordinary hearts for decades, Franciscan Health knows heart care is more than just a name on a chart. It's somebody who shaped your whole life. Heal your heart today at franciscanhealth.org/heartcare.
So Trump is pushing Congress to pass the SAVE Act, right? You heard him say it in the State of the Union. He wants this done. John Thune, who leads the Republicans in the Senate Majority Leader, has said, I'm not so sure we've got the votes to get it passed with filibuster issues and Democrats, et cetera, but we're going to call the vote and put him on the record, which I appreciate that fight. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC, good morning. Good to be with you. Live streaming YouTube. Check it out for yourself. Just go to WIBC's YouTube channel there and subscribe, and you will have the morning show and all the shows here at WIBC every single day, easily seen by you. I liked the aggressiveness. I like the idea of putting Democrats on the record that no, they oppose the idea of having an ID to vote, that they are encouraged by having fraud. They want the opportunity for fraud. That's Democrats. So what we're hearing is that there is an issue with calling the vote because they don't know how they're going to actually get to it without some level of dismantling the filibuster. Now, there is the possibility of what they're calling a talking filibuster, which requires people to speak to hold the floor. And what you would do is you would have Democrats trying to delay the actual vote because they don't want to be on the record to vote. So that there's a way for this to happen. It's a question of whether or not the Senate wants to go down that road. And then there's the conversation about tariffs, because you heard from President Trump that he is still all in on tariffs, loves tariffs, and he handled the Supreme Court properly. He didn't go after them at the State of the Union, which I think would have been terrible. And we discussed this on Monday, and he didn't do it, and I thought it was excellent. He said he was disappointed. He called it unfortunate a couple of times, and then went on to say, I'm going to continue with tariffs. I have plenty of tools in the tool belt. I'm going to go on with tariffs. Tariffs are here to stay. Tariffs are good. Tariffs have made the difference. Tariffs, yay. I should have named my kid Tariffs. Right? Instead of Barron, from now on, you're Tariff Trump. Loves it. Republicans are not thrilled by this. They think the tariffs have not been great. They think that this is simply this is beyond personal. This isn't valuable, and we shouldn't be having this across the board tariffs. And you're asking us as a Senate not to play a part if the question is whether or not you have the legal authority, or this is something that Congress must do because taxation has to start in the House. And senators don't like it when you tell them, hey, I'll do your job for you. They don't like it at all. Now, some people want to argue that these two things are actually going to come into kind of a connection. Hey, President Trump, we will do this on the SAVE Act, but you have to let us have some of the conversation about tariffs. And Trump saying, you leave tariffs alone. You leave that to daddy. I got tariffs. And I don't know if he actually referred to himself as daddy, but one could think he may have done that. For the sake of this conversation, we'll say yes. The Senate is not so inclined in parts of the Senate to say, yeah, okay, we'll just leave that to the executive branch. So, do we have a little bit of wheeling and dealing that will take place for Republicans to say we'll move on the SAVE Act? Is there something to be done regarding certain regulations and thoughts on tariffs? I don't like that Republicans want to engage this tie-in. And what I don't like is that the SAVE Act and putting Democrats on the record, I think, is a good move. I think it's a good move because you get to create a lot of political advertisement out of this. These are the Democrats. And these people flat out oppose voter ID. These are the Democrats. And they think it's okay for illegal immigrants to vote. These are the Democrats. And they don't think that the rights of citizens should be supported and protected. It's what they're saying. 1,000% what they're saying. And I think you want them on the record. So I hope that that's what happens. In Kansas, the move was made to invalidate transgender driver's licenses and birth certificates. There are 1,700 individuals in Kansas that now have to get new driver's licenses. There's a cost to it, $26. There is no grace period that is offered, which one could argue, yeah, you could have done that. You could have given it 30 days. And the more important part here is enough of this. However you want to call yourself is not our issue. We will not give up the idea that there are standards. There are men and there are women, and that's it. And you are not assigned one. You are one at birth, and it's going to get written down on a piece of paper. The Democrat governor vetoed, the Republican legislature overruled the veto. Good. Enough of the madness. Not telling people how to live. As adults, you're allowed to do what you will. You just simply can't compel the rest of us to buy in. We won't. And if you want to get violent about it, to try and demand it, well, we don't think it's a good idea, but okay. Get violent about it. We're not backing down. We're not stopping. What you're doing is absolutely horrifying and shameful. Thinking you can force people into speech, force people to lie to themselves. It's abusive. It's wrong. It's disgusting. It's despicable. No thanks. No thanks. And so I'm very happy to see this from Kansas. You want to change your name, go about changing your name. Go right ahead. You want to call yourself something else in the public facing world, you go right ahead. I go by Tony, but on government documents, I'm Anthony. It's the way it is. It's the way it is. And honestly, no one cares if you like it. You're male or you're female, and that's the end of the ballgame. And it's not that you were assigned it at birth. You are it at birth. It's the way it went. And I'm very happy to see Kansas say, yeah, we're not playing this game anymore. Correct. Good. Could you have given a grace period? I guess so. Is that the story? Nah. It's a story that honesty and rationality reigns. Makes me very, very happy. Remind me on Tony Katz Today to get into the story about AI and the Pentagon. Oh, and how someone was able to hack AI to basically steal all the records in Mexico. You will not believe it when you hear it. You will not believe it because it sounds unbelievable. Matt Bear's out today. Jeremy Scott has traffic on the 5s. What's going on, Jeremy?
Oh, Tony, we've got a lot going on already. We'll go to the north side. 465 eastbound is heavy from Michigan to Township Line Road. That's all due to a crash now moved off to the left shoulder. Westbound gapers start at Meridian. Over to the northeast side, 465 northbound heavy from before Pendleton Pike to 71st. That's all due to a stall. And looks like we've got a crash involved in that as well. Everything's over to the right lane. Rest of your roads, they are getting better. Traffic is sponsored by B-Window. Right now, B-Window receive up to 40% off all products. Plus, get an entry door for $187. Call or visit bwindow.com today because at B-Window, they mean business. I'm Jeremy Scott with traffic on the 5s. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
The House Oversight Panel deposed Hillary Clinton in the Epstein investigation. Bill is up next. Hey, it's Casey. Join us Friday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
High five. Up top. Dave's company just got the 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business. Yeah! It's 5 years of gig speed internet, advanced security, and a great rate that won't change. All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Heck yeah! He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread. Yes! The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee. Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. And it's hurting, but I am not stopping.
For a limited time, now through March 29th. Switch to Comcast Business to lock in your rate for 5 years and get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Or ask how to get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $74 a month with a 2-year agreement. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. Paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account required. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years.
I'm done with this. Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Chase away those winter blues with a new car from Tom Roush Lincoln. Hurry in for the 8, 9, 10 deal from Tom Roush. Get $8,000 off new Nautilus or $9,000 off new Corsair. Or how about $10,000 off Lincoln Aviator? Come get a great deal on all three from Tom Roush, where our family served yours since 1972.
Corsair stock number L25566, MSRP 55340. Nautilus stock number L26030, MSRP 62705. Aviator stock number L25384, MSRP 79450. See dealer for complete offer details.
Show your home some love with Zero Res. 3 rooms of cleaning starting at $119 plus $75 off air duct cleaning. Book now at ZeroResIndy.com.
Life can be full of risks. One thing you shouldn't take a risk with ever is your family's health insurance. If you're self-employed or you now need affordable health insurance, you need to make this free call right now and see how the Health Insurance Helpline can help you get it. We specialize in helping the self-employed and people just like you that need affordable health insurance to get it. We have short and long-term health insurance plans, and some even cover dental, vision, and prescription drugs. Don't take a risk with your family's health insurance. It's not worth it. If you're self-employed or now need affordable health insurance, call right now and learn for free how to get it. Listen, affordable health insurance plans for everyone just like you are a free phone call away. So give us a shout right now.
800-659-7540. 800-659-7540. 800-659-7540. That's 800-659-7540.
For a limited time, get 40% off all products. Plus, get an entry door for $187.
Because at B-Window,
we mean business. We mean business.
Coming up on the Hammer and Nigel Show, how real is the possibility that the Chicago Bears relocate to Indiana? Plus, it's Beer Sample Friday, 3 o'clock, 93 WIBC.
First it was Hillary. Bill Clinton's next.
93 WIBC.
Former president will be questioned today under oath about the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking investigation.
What happens next?
Clinton's appearance could compel the committee to call Trump.
Happens here.
In the latest round of U.S.-Iran talks.
Very seriously entered into the elements of a possible agreement.
Stay in the know.
Another conflict flares up between Pakistan and Afghanistan.
While you're on the go.
Pakistan now considers the conflict open war.
On air, online, and on Alexa. 93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Why a former president will face a deposition today. 37 degrees in downtown Indianapolis, going up to 62. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:31. Lawmakers are questioning what role former President Bill Clinton had, if any, with late sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein.
He was featured in several photos in the Epstein files, some showing him with celebrities and another one of him in a hot tub. But he has never been accused of wrongdoing, and Hillary says she and her husband did not know of Epstein's criminal activities.
I never met Jeffrey Epstein, never had any connection or communication with him. I knew Ghislaine Maxwell casually as an acquaintance.
Fox's Madeline Rivera reporting Hillary Clinton said that Maxwell was a +1 for a guest who was invited to her daughter's wedding. Today's deposition marks the first time a former president has been compelled to appear in front of Congress. Workers across several Homeland Security agencies will not get paid today because the partial government shutdown continues. Funding for DHS is stalled in Congress as political leaders fight over changes to immigration enforcement. The Indiana Senate has moved forward with the bill that would change how the state works with federal immigration authorities. Republican Representative Andrew Ireland says the plan would also,
when you look at the employment side, that we have something on a state law basis to hold employers accountable when they're hiring illegal aliens in the first place. It's a federal crime. This makes it a state crime, too.
Representative Ireland told WIBC's Hammer and Nigel show Thursday that India is home to more than 50,000 illegal immigrants. Governor Mike Braun has now signed a bill creating a stadium authority, basically a funding mechanism to bring the Chicago Bears to Indiana. It would happen in Northwest Indiana and Hammond. Before signing it, he told the Pat McAfee show The team has shown support and explained why he thinks the project has real traction.
I think they are really now got a good look at what it's like doing business in a place like Indiana. And it's going to be a lot easier to run a business over the next 40 or 50 years than it would be there.
And he says Indiana is showing that they don't care about the Bears as much as he and Hoosier political leaders do. The woman at the center of a case accusing tech companies of negatively impacting her mental health testifies in L.A.
The plaintiff KGM revealing she started using YouTube at 6 years old and Instagram at 9, describing how the platforms made her feel socially withdrawn and depressed, detailing using beauty filters often, cutting herself at 10, and being diagnosed with body dysmorphia by 13, explaining the apps caused me to compare myself to other people. The now 20-year-old went on to say if she didn't get many likes on a post, she'd feel sad and stupid and would stay on platforms despite being bullied for fear of missing out. Lawyers for Meta and Google asking her about previous online statements where she described being sad and her mother fat-shaming her. KGM at one point responding her mom was concerned, describing how medication she was on impacted her weight. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
And sports on WIBC at 8:34. Purdue's Trey Kaufman-Wren missed a chance to tie the game last night against 13th-ranked Michigan State, and the Spartans held on for a 76-74 win. Boilermakers head coach Matt Painter says Michigan State took advantage whenever Purdue missed shots.
We only turned the ball over 9 times. They were better than us, and they turned over 6. But they turned those 9 turnovers into 19 points. That was a big piece of the game. Not to say that they couldn't score them in the half court. You'd rather have them earn them that way than us turning the basketball over.
And Purdue went 1-2 on their 3-game homestand. It's off to Columbus, Ohio, to take on Ohio State Sunday. The Charlotte Hornets couldn't miss last night, at least from downtown. They made 22 3-pointers and beat the Indiana Pacers 133-109.
On a lot of those shots, their talented guys just jumped up and made shots. I mean, the third quarter when Miller got going, that's breathtaking stuff to watch.
Pacers head coach Rick Carlisle's team hosts the Memphis Grizzlies Sunday, and the Indianapolis Colts are allowing former quarterback Anthony Richardson to pursue a trade. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics.
Former yet.
I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. I thought Tony Katz had something to say, but we know Jeremy Scott does it. 8:35. Here's traffic. Hey, Jeremy.
And unfortunately, Ryan, it's not all good, especially if you're traveling on the northwest side. It's getting worse on 465 eastbound. You're crawling from just before Michigan all the way over to Township Line Road. INDOT initially said everything's off to left shoulder. Now they said it's back in the left lane. And that delay actually now touching 865. Your westbound gapers start at Meridian. Sticking on 465, you've got a lot of problems on the east side. Northbound, you're heavy from 70 all the way over to 71st. Looks like you've got another crash mixed in right there at Fall Creek, and then a crash and a stall in the right lane around 71st. Other delays include 65 northbound approaching the south split. Traffic is sponsored by B-Window. Right now, B-Window receive up to 40% off all products. Plus, get an entry door for $187. Call or visit bwindow.com today, because at B-Window, they mean business. I'm Jeremy Scott with traffic on the 5s. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
Now, Ryan Hedrick is not hearing things. I did say something, because he called Anthony Richardson former quarterback before correcting himself properly, and I said he's not former yet, but that's coming soon. And no one's mad at you, Anthony Richardson. Absolutely no one. No one. The risk taken was that you had not played many college games. You have all the athletic talents in the world. I would argue, like many of us who start something, you have to build your way into it, and you have to get seasoned, you have to get experience, and it was important. Then you had injuries, and that's the way it went. I don't think it actually says anything about what the future can be for you. I hope it's great. I don't think it's here, but I hope it's great. Absolutely do. All the best to you. 37 degrees in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time is 8:37. It's time to fill up on the news, presented by Simple Quarters. Need to sell your home without the hassle? Sell your home to people you can trust. Call Simple Quarters, 317-900-HOME, 317-900-HOME. Dow futures are down 489. NASDAQ futures are down 201. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. I'll tell you why in just a moment. Oil prices are up $67.53 on the West Texas crude, $72.88 on the Brent crude. This is all because of the possibility of war with Iran. The 10-year Treasury at 3.983. Clocking below 4%, which goes along with the fact that the 30-year fix, as you heard about it the other day, now under 6% for the first time in 3 years. 5.98% is that average according to Freddie Mac. Yet gold, $5,200 an ounce. $5,217 is the bid. The silver bid at $91.79. Bitcoin at $66,000. Now, the big story had been, as it came out yesterday, that Netflix was like, you know what? We don't need Warner Brothers anymore. No, we don't need it. We wanted Warner. We had asked, we had given a good price for Warner. And then here came Skydance, which is owned by the son of Larry Ellison, the owner of Oracle. And like they bought Paramount. And they came in for a deal, and we came back with a deal. Now they're in a deal again, and all of a sudden Warner's like, well, we like this deal from Paramount. What say you, Netflix? And Netflix said, you know what? We're good. And we know we're going to be given a hassle by the White House, so no, we're done. We're not interested. And this has made the people who work at Warner, like CNN, freak out. This is a real thing that happened on Jake Tapper's show.
So we have some breaking news in our national lead that affects everybody I'm looking at right now in the studio. Moments ago, Netflix said it is declining to raise its offer for the purchase of Warner Brothers Studios and HBO, following the Warner Brothers Discovery Board's determination that Paramount, which is not just going for Warner Brothers Studios and HBO, but also the whole enchilada, including us here at CNN, Paramount has submitted a superior offer, according to Warner Brothers Discovery's board. As I've noted, Warner Brothers Discovery is the parent company of CNN. So let's get right to CNN Chief Media Analyst Brian Stelter. So let's start with...
I don't need Brian Stelter to tell me anything. CNN is looking at what's going on with CBS and the hiring of Barry Weiss and saying, okay, we're all going to be out of jobs. Good. Good. Maybe some jobs for the rest of us. Then there's the reason that the Dow futures have dropped so much. Core wholesale prices up 0.8%. Is that right? I don't know how many more times I'm going to have to tell President Trump, Treasury Secretary Bessent, and the rest of the influencer bullcrap class, stop talking about inflation being taken care of. You sounded stupid then, and you sound stupid now. Every day is a fight, and this fight is not over. But when you tell people it's done, and then it's not done, you look like George Bush with a freaking mission accomplished banner on an aircraft carrier. You morons. The entire influencer class of conservatives are amongst the dumbest bunch of morons that exist in America. And that's saying something, because Jasmine Crockett is right there. Stop being freaks. We're not done with this. We're not done with any of this. And it doesn't mean it's the end of the world either. That's the way the left is going to go with this. And those people, as Donald Trump well explained, are crazy. It means that there's still work to do. So don't put yourself in a position to sound like it's all over when it's not. You sound like Janet Yellen telling us that inflation was transitory. They lied. Do you want to be seen in the same category as Janet Yellen? The answer is no, so don't put yourself there. And dear Lord, Mr. President, stop listening to influencers. These are stupid people. They're morons who are desperate for a click, and they would sell you out faster than Michael Cohen. Far faster. If you trust an influencer, Mr. President, you're out of your damn mind. Producer price index up 0.5% on an all items basis, above the forecast of 0.3. Is it the end of the world? No. Does it tell us a story? Yes. Is there a way to handle these stories? Absolutely. Do I wish that Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent would handle it better? I do. Do I think he's outrageously bright? You betcha. Am I glad he's there? He's the adult in the room. Thank God he's there. But everybody just calm down a little bit. The inflation's not gone. But we knew this here because we're the ones who are honest about it. If everybody would do the same, it'd be a lot easier to win the midterms. And even with this, there's a path to the midterms. Tony Katz, 93, WIBC, good morning.
Hammer and Nigel.
3,364 children found by ICE.
Don't forget, lost under Biden and cartels enabled with his open border policies.
The wine moms meetings in Westfield, they're not going to talk about this. 3,364. If my tax dollars are going to be spent, I'm fine with that.
Hammer and Nigel, weekdays 3 till 7 on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
Your heat seems to be running a lot more than it should. You might be surprised to learn it's because the insulation in your windows has failed. Talk to the pros at Window Nation and get new windows with big savings during Window Nation's Buy 4 Windows, Get 4 free sale. Plus, you could get them 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. If you act now, you'll get an extra 10% off. When your window insulation fails, usually due to old or cheap materials, all of your window energy efficiency disappears. The results, a house that is cold in the winter and hot in the summer.
Window Nation's windows use top quality materials and seals, along with insulated frames. They're so incredibly energy efficient that you'll actually save money on your utility bills. And they're backed with a lifetime warranty, so you don't have to live with broken windows anymore. Don't wait. Put an end to your window problems. Take advantage of Window Nation's Buy 4 Windows, Get 4 for free sale, and get an extra 10% off. Visit windownation.com for a free consultation.
Traffic on the 5s. Matt Bear is out today. Jeremy Scott in the WIBC Traffic Center. What's going on?
Well, Tony, all our problems are on the north end of 465. We'll start on the east side where you're heavy northbound from after I-70 all the way over to 71st. It's all due to multiple incidents, 2 crashes, and a stall that started all this delay at 71st in the right lane, at least the crash and the stall up there. Still trying to find out where exactly, what lane this crash over the creek is having. Now, eastbound 465, heavy from 865 all the way over Township Line Road. Left lane blocked with a crash. Your westbound Gaper started at Ditch. Traffic is sponsored by B-Window. Right now at B-Window, receive up to 40% off all products. Plus, get an entry door for $187. Call or visit bwindow.com today because at B-Window, they mean business. I'm Jeremy Scott with Traffic on the 5s. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
37 degrees in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time is 8:46.
When you have a fire emergency, you need a restoration company you can trust to put everything back together. Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. I know, I've relied on Michaelis after a fire at my home. I'm here with the owner, Richard Michaelis. Richard, what makes Michaelis the right call if you have a fire?
Michaelis is local and family owned. We are your neighbors, 39 years of experience, and we'll respond 24/7, 365. The Michaelis Corporation is IICRC certified. We will restore your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
I've lived it. Michaelis was on the scene at my home before the firefighters had even rolled up their hoses. They asked me about calling a restoration company. I told them I had Michaelis. They told me Michaelis was the real deal. You help with insurance too?
Yes, we'll work through the insurance process to give you peace of mind.
Water, storms, fire, and mold. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
Win your way into Yacht Rock Review. Enter now at WIBC.com for your chance to score a pair of tickets to see them live Saturday, September 12th at Ruoff Music Center. Don't miss the smoothest night of the summer. Enter at WIBC.com for your shot at tickets.
It's Film Friday.
That's Hooey Valley, Hooey Hollywood.
Action! All right, this is better. This is at least better. Tony Katz. 93 WIBC. Good morning. It's time to play America's favorite game, which is usually What the Heck Is That Television Theme Song? But on Fridays, we do Film Fridays. Producer Carl has picked a piece of music that is connected to a famous film, and I have to guess what it is. Now, I will tell you that last week, he failed miserably. Carl did an absolutely horrible job, and even my wife, who is a very, very kind woman, said, "When are you firing that loser?" and I said, "That is no way to talk about producer Carl." She said, no, I meant Matt Baer. I was like, my God, you're throwing bombs at Matt Baer? She's like, that guy, he takes days off, and I'm telling you, it's just rude and wrong. People depend on him. And you know what? F him. I was like, holy cow, why are you talking about Matt Baer like this? And then I realized I was just in a fever dream because of the cold last week. I'm not, I think I know this. I think the chat is correct. This is music from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. That is right.
Better than Romeo and Juliet?
Last week, this was the end. Like, this was your moment. This was your make and break right here.
Is it only man movies then?
No. It could be any movie, but it has to be something you could actually remember. Something that actually signifies the film in question. You can't go too esoteric. Right? That's not, film is different than TV. It's not the way it works. So you want to play this game that you created, you just got to play it right. So this right here, that is how we play Film Friday. On Tony Katz today at noon, we'll take a look at these inflation numbers with Dr. Matt Will, economist at the University of Indianapolis. I'm telling you, people are going to be, screaming and yelling all sorts of things about these inflation numbers and what it's done to the market, and the Dow futures are now down 563. Yeah, and it could be up by the end of the day. Everyone's just got to calm down. My point is, I don't want to hear this White House tell me that everything's under control. Stop it. It's a dumb thing to say. And these ridiculous influencers who I'm exhausted by. No thoughts, just loud mouths. You're not doing anybody any favors. You might be getting clicks, but you can't get wins, and I'm in the business of wins. The clicks will follow. They're not in that business. They're not in my business. That's the problem. I need them to be in my business. My business is about victory and a better tomorrow. Their business is about their clicks and whatever it is they can get from it. Their business is crap and doesn't do a damn thing for the country. Oh, do you think I care if they like me? Oh, they've got more followers. They've got more likes. Screw them. See, now, someone in the chat room was like, hey, Tony, what about your blood pressure? What, are you kidding? This show is why I don't have a therapist. I got this. I'm good. I am totally fine. But we will get into this on Tony Katz today. At noon, also where we are in relationship to a fight with Iran and what happened off the coast of Cuba. Did some people who are now Americans actually try and go and overthrow the Cuban government? Did that actually happen? Because that's insane. And then we're going to get into the AI story where, was it called Anthropic, which owns Claude, won't work with the Pentagon. They're not going to provide services to the military. Like, yeah, we don't do this. Meanwhile, someone was able to hack Claude to hack the Mexican government and got everything. And all they had to do was ask the AI nicely. It's a crazy, crazy story. So I have all of that. And then I will see you all tomorrow. We have one more day to go, my people.
One day more, another day, another destiny. This never-ending road to Calvary. These men who seem to know my crime will surely come a second time. One day more.
We don't need to hear Eddie Redmayne. Trump, 1 year and 1 month later. How we win the midterms. I have got it all set for you. And yes, Trump stole a bunch of my lines at the State of the Union. It's going to be such a party. I cannot wait to see you, you last-minute ticket-buying freaks, which has been crazy. And I've asked a lot of people, the amount of last-minute ticket buying going on, the amount of last-minute planning happening, it does say something about the economy. It's really interesting because people are seeing this all over the place. It's all last-minute stuff. People are making their decision not early on, but right towards the end time. It's interesting because I do think it's a sign of people are not 100% sure where everything is. I think there is an idea of feeling better, but still having a little bit of pause and a little bit of safety. No matter, no minds. Tickets.TonyKatz.com, WIBC.com, Trump year 1 month and 1 month later, 1 year and 1 month later. The bourbon, the food, the desserts with the Kroger Whippy that Tara Hastings will personally frost for you. It's going to be incredible. Hyatt Regency, downtown Indianapolis. Those people are amazing. Tickets.TonyKatz.com. Yes, you can get your last-minute tickets. Come join us. Come have some fun. It's going to be a great night of food and drink and totally the entertainment. I'm going to be very entertaining. I will be wearing nice pants. So come join us. Tickets.TonyKatz.com, WIBC.com. Great people. It's going to be a ball. Can't wait to see you there. It's tomorrow night, 1 day away. It's your last moment. It's your last chance. Be that last-minute person. Get your ticket. Tickets.TonyKatz.com. Matt Bear is out today. Jeremy Scott with traffic.
Well, the big delay right now is on 465 northbound. You're heavy from 70 to 71st. It's I-70 to 71st. That's all due to multiple issues. This started with a stall in the right lane, and then a crash happened behind that. Another crash happened over Fall Creek. That's off to the left shoulder. If you continue westbound, you've got gapers delays to a crash eastbound right at Township Line Road. Those gapers start right at Ditch. Eastbound heavy from 865 to Township Line Road with the left lane taken out there. Traffic is sponsored by B-Window. Right now at B-Windows, receive up to 40% off all products. Plus, get an entry door for $187. Call or visit bwindow.com today because at B-Window, they mean business. I'm Jeremy Scott with Traffic on the Fives. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
Xfinity Tech Support, Matthew speaking.
Hi, I live in a pretty remote place, like Jurassic Park remote. No!
Wow.
Will Xfinity Mobile work out here?
Yep, the combination of reliable Wi-Fi and 5G makes it so that you can stay connected in all kinds of places. Plus, you get access